Saturday, dude. No. 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 What do you mean no? I mean no. You can't just know your way out of this. No. No. Watch me. No. Watch me now. Watch me crouch.
Hello, welcome to a very scuffed stream. I just realised I need to take a tablet. On top of that, the normal TTS isn't working, so I found a replacement.
Tablet time.
Why is the message purple? What the fuck? Wait, what is this shit? So I'm using
I
a
have
different
50 bits
TTS.
laying around. What?
The message is like purple. I've never seen that before. What is that? Message effects? Wait, they've added message effects. What the fuck is this shit?
Yeah, you can't spend money to give your message special FX. Asterisk can.
Well, it's not money, it's channel points.
IT costs lica 65p per massatge.
What? Why was it Spanish?
No, I spent bits.
No. You spent bits? Wait, it cost bits? Oh my god, it does cost bits. What the fuck?
50 bits.
Yeah, you're right, it's 50 bits. What? Oh. Anyway, sorry, this stream's a little scuffed.
This is Landia, Chanel points.
What? What is this TTS? Why does it change language?
What?
Anyway, I'm using a different TTS. Apparently this one randomly becomes Spanish. Because the normal TTS isn't working right now,
How dare
again.
you claim the date is the 15th of May, when it is literally our country national day today. Incredibly rude.
So on top of
210
TTS
would
not working,
recommend.
I now have to take a tablet and try and keep it in place while I talk. Also, it's not May the 15th. Sorry, it is May the 15th. Today is May the 15th, which is when I was supposed to do the stream. Because May the 15th marks
I hate this voice.
Hola señora puta te odio.
What?
Wait, you're a country.
What?
Hello, Miss Bitch, I hate you.
What? Okay, but why was it in Spanish?
Eddie is a woman confirmed.
Anyway, May the 15th
Or,
is supposed to
a bit puffy
be
if you would.
the 10-year anniversary of like when I first
I wanted to
released
see
my
if
first
it
ever
gave it a
music.
funny voice.
And I was supposed to do a stream for it. I forgot, evidently. So today's May the 15th. I think a good tablet's
Mama six tester.
gone. Well, it doesn't do anything fancy for that, does it?
She's useless. Today's Sunday, dude.
So
Rude.
let's go back and look at stuff, alright? So the
Honest
very
Tismail.
I forgot to actually prepare things for this. I'm gonna be totally 100% honest.
Mon Amy.
think I have the original files
A mí me
somewhere.
gusta comer mierda.
What the fuck?
None.
But the easy approach is I just play the songs and just talk over them. And just kind of skip around a bit.
Fran swam on Amy.
Why does it only do it for Spanish? Wait, let me have a look at the settings for the
Developers
CTA.
comentai.
Why was that?
What the
What?
fuck?
Why was that? Hold on. Guess language from text context. Okay, that's the setting that's enabled.
What?
It's trying to guess the
stream sucks.
language from the text context. Like, this is so bad. I'm gonna leave this on because of how funny it is. Right, anyway, the first ever song
Per ça que espanyol és espanyol.
that I made was in 2014, and it was. I'll just open it up on you. I'll just play this on YouTube because I can't bother
Det
finding
synes jeg,
the
den burde
files.
klare en Oscar.
What?
Matango que orinar en mes pantalones.
Okay, well that time it did the correct language.
It went Danish.
It went Danish.
fucker.
Oh, I'm sorry. But yeah, this was the first ever song that I actually made back in 2014. I think this was not May the 15th, but the first time that I released music was May the 15th.
こんにちは。
Oh my god.
Namadusk Jurgdig, stem dame. Husnakka six norsk, ik dansk.
Ik dansk.
What?
You should, by the way, Frey, you should finish Artesia because I think you'll really like the absolute butchery of a language that I concocted for Shivamore. I think you'll really like it. Anyway,
Odio a hombres heteros.
hombres heteros? What?
יש לך ריח ממש רע.
אם היא מתקצת, היא can't focus on o'r pidilegame.
Straight
We
men.
can't focus on. It's not a puzzle. Okay, actually, it kind of is a puzzle. It kind of is a puzzle game. Actually, the way that the fights are laid out, it kind of is more of a puzzle game than like anything else, in my opinion. But whatever.
Do you remember?
Okay, no. Look. All the puzzles have been made easier.
en man. Desert PUZZLE.
That puzzle was made significantly easier because not just you struggled with it, but everyone else struggled with it. The new version of that puzzle is way easier to understand. Anyway, 2014. It must have been like May or like March or something. It was like
You
early in the
casualised the
year.
game.
Maybe it was later. I don't
I
remember
also
like,
struggled
the
with
exact
the
day or
combat
date. But actually, wait, no, it should be. I should have the exact date. Hold on.
I don't do turn-based.
If I go here, June the 5th, 2014. That was when this first one was made, and it was
That's
because
next month.
I was looking at some stuff at the time. I don't remember why exactly. I think I found like some like random like music shit
SMH
online.
emakando datas.
Why was that in Spanish? Okay.
WHAT.
TTS sucks. TTS sucks. But yeah, I found like some like random like flash thing that was like, you know, one of those like things where it's like you just like
Namadu
there were like different
Rodignet
music
Benji
tracks that you can just like mix together, like
Pyco Deck.
royalty free random shit, like different layers that you can just add together. And I was just messing around with some of those, and I was like, you know, I wouldn't mind like trying to make music at some point. So that led to because at the time I was really into chiptune was the main thing. At the time I was really into chiptune, so I was like, you know, I kind of want to try my hand. You know, I want to throw my hat in, take my hat off, throw it in, as it is, and I did some googling. I found out about Family Tracker, which I can look up real quick. That's something. It has a bad certificate. Interesting.
Chiptune like Anamanaga.
This hasn't been updated since 2015. I think the modern equivalent to this would be Family Studio. Is what you'd want to use nowadays. Yeah, but back in the day, it was Family Tracker. That was the cool thing. That was the hip thing. So I downloaded it.
Weegit het bekousa Famicom.
Yeah, because Famicom, yeah. And it's a tracker. It's a tracker thing. And if you don't know what a tracker is, that's what a tracker is. There you go. So it's a Famicom tracker. Get it?
Wait, what happened to the Trimps UI?
Oh, I don't have Trimps open because my computer shut itself and I had to like restart. That's what happened to it. I can open it if you really want Trimps. If you really want Trimps, I can open it.
Please.
Okay. Okay. Steam's broken. I need to get Steam to crash so that I can like reopen it. One sec.
Thank you.
There we go. Okay, so I downloaded Family Tracker and I looked up a tutorial for it, and I just put some random notes together, following like what I was learning from the tutorial. Just did some random notes, random stuff, and that ended up just becoming the tongue-in-cheek Dreams of Fame. And obviously this name is not serious, this was very tongue-in-cheek. It was like, yeah, this is not gonna be popular at all, I don't care, I just want to make something, and because I feel like it. And that was this. That was this song. The very first. The first of many. I don't think it's really that bad, to be honest. I don't think it's aged, like, terribly. But it is what it is. Is Steam gonna open? But yeah, so this was literally made following a tutorial. Like, I literally made this while following a tutorial. The notes in this were not from the tutorial at all. Like, the actual composition is completely original, but... I don't think it's too terrible for, like, a first ever thing. And this was 2014, you have to remember. Now, there is something that I should have done in advance. I just realised I should have prepared a little bit. I did not prepare. I'm gonna have to see if I can find it and dig it up, because it'll be really funny. And it'll also be interesting, because we'll see that this might not actually be the earliest song that I've made, which is interesting. Yeah, it kind of just loops at a certain point, so that's that. And then a year later, I came back with basic reassembly, and now, excuse me, I need to go dig out my DS real quick. This is really important for the context.
This woman. SMH. Getting the Holy Grail.
Game I was looking for.
I'm finding the Holy Grail. I'm finding the Holy Grail.
There we go, I found the game I was looking for. And I have found a DS. We have a
Great
lot of
audio clip.
DSs. Because we have multiple DSs, because I have a 3DS, I think John has a 2DS, I have a DS and a DSi. There's a lot of DSs lying around. So hopefully the 3DS has charge, is the main thing. It does not. Shit.
I have a Dreamcast.
Good for you. This isn't about you, buddy. I'm just trying to either a charger or a thing.
Just leave it out in a storm and let the lightning strike charge it. She's lost. The cupboard got her. She fell off. She changed.
Seconds. Okay, right. I found a charger. Oh. Yeah, the cupboard got me. Right. Okay. Let me just plug this in real quick, and then I should be good to go. You don't need to see
Charge her.
anything, so
How much?
it should be. I mean, how much do you charge people for insurance? That's how much.
That's free.
How much do you charge people at your life-saving job in the hospital? I mean, yeah, but you must charge people, right? That's the big thing with American healthcare. It's expensive as shit.
It's the appointment to see a doctor that costs money.
It's the appointment.
Minimum $16, max $115. Life-saving, financially ruining.
Life-saving. Ah, yes, life-saving. Is this fucking
cheap.
thing gonna turn on?
My local hospital is like twice that much.
Well, while this is
Edible
charging.
94,
Oh, there we
what
go.
if
Just
they
turned
need
on.
surgery?
Okay. Oh, well, that means we get to. This is my own 3DS. This is my own personal 3DS. I believe I had
At
the
EddieBoy94 mine is free.
What? Why is it a woman now? I believe. Yes, I had the Link Between Worlds theme on my 3DS. Why is it not detecting the cartridge? Do I have to blow the cartridge? Hold on.
Depends on the procedure.
I had to blow the cartridge. Interesting.
There's a separate department that comes up with how much
So,
that costs.
I don't know if
You
this is
had to
being
what?
picked up or not. It's not cool. I'm gonna have to change the mic input. 1 second. Hello! We're on a different mic input
What?
now. This is gonna sound a bit different. So, what you're listening to is WarioWare DIY. WarioWare DIY. Oh wait, this Nintendo DS system is set to a date earlier
Oh my
than that of the
fucking God,
game?
DIY again.
Okay, well that's fine. Yeah, DIY. So, DIY has an interesting
Tell them
feature.
about Rock Eating Man.
Well, I can't show you that. The main WarioWare DIY has a music making thing, and in this music maker, oh my god, I have a lot. Holy shit, I made a lot of music. What the fuck? 2011, my first action. You know what? This technically counts. 2011. This is part of the stream now. This is important. This is important history to document. This is called Wild Crazy, with the description, my first actual song, have fun? That doesn't make sense, it's music. I'm scared to listen to this. This is gonna be dog shit, I'm calling it. Wait, this part... Wait. Okay, that part right at the end actually kind of sounded like something real.
You suck. Ooh.
Thanks, but yeah, the rest of that was kind of just weird. What's the next one? Dreams. Inspired by, I guess this is based on the song for one of the WarioWare DIY games that I made? Okay, what's this one? It's called Dreams, ooh,
Drams and
spooky.
hopes.
Spooky. 17 measures? What the fuck? Okay. I don't remember any of these. Okay. Kind of simple start, but...
This is a good chat badge for this stream.
It's a good chat badge, it is. This is a really good chat badge. It's kind of basic. It's kind of not there's not really a whole lot going on. I thought this was going to develop more, but it's not. I would have done a lot more with this. Nowadays, I would have done a lot more with this. It wouldn't have taken
It's
this
like a
long.
menu theme.
Oh, this does kind of... I'm gonna let it finish first. Okay, then it loops. Right, okay, so
Does it finish?
that's actually kind of fascinating. Because this song does some stuff that I have continued to do to this day, which is the idea of a simple like melody or beginning that
sound.
builds up and layers over time, which is something that I've always really liked the idea of like doing instead of just like jumping between different. I do jump between a lot of different stuff as well, but like that's something that is kind of consistent, is that like occasionally, like once every like year or couple of years, I'll do a song where it's just like I just want to do something that just starts slow and just keeps building and just keeps building and building and adds more layers to it. That's kind of what this is. But this was my second song ever in 2011. What the fuck? Okay. Mario Paint, I believe that's just one of the songs already in the game. 8-Bit Frenzy, a bundle of 8-bit madness. Oh god. 18 measures, Jesus Christ, why is these so long?
It's legal at least.
Okay. Again, this kind of like has stuff in common with songs that I made later. And then it's kind of like a lot of loose musical ideas that are kind of connected. That is just Metroid though, that is just
The more things
just
change, the more they
Metroid.
stay the same.
Which is funny because that's not actually the last time I've ripped off Metroid now that I think about it. That is still just Metroid.
Plagiarist.
Okay, then it loops, right. Okay, that's not very exciting. Again though, it's interesting that it has some concepts that I did continue to, like, reuse later. Mario, it's just like different stuff. What's this one? I don't know how many of these... The thing is, I don't know how many of these are me editing a song that's already in the game, because you can just do that. You can just take music that's already, like, unlocked in the game and just edit it. And I don't know how many of these are just me doing that, is the problem. That's that one. Okay, a few of these are just me, like, taking songs that were already in the game and just modifying them. Is Evil Eye in this? No, of course not. What's this one? This one's only 20 seconds. Hold on, what's this? What? Oh. This is... Whoa. That is not a good transition into that, and this does not sound good. Okay, sure. What's on the second page? These are, I believe, all existing songs. Some of these are
That's the
repeated.
song that
Wait.
plays when I walk down the street.
Yeah, some of these are repeats. I don't know why some of these are repeats. Okay, well that was all of them. Wait, I can't find the one that I was actually thinking of. Maybe it was Dreams. Maybe that's the song that I was thinking of. That's the important context. Anyway. Point is, Dreams, I believe, which was the one that kind of like layered, like became more layered as it went on. That ended up serving as inspiration 4 years later for Basic Reassembly, which was me just taking the same concept. And it still kind of sucks. I didn't really know what I was doing at this point still. It still just kind of sucks.
They have layers.
Yeah. I mean, everything is like an onion if you really think about it. If you peel back the layers, eventually you'll find something. I don't know if you'll like it, but you'll find something. But yeah, you can really kind of see that this was inspired by that WarioWare song, right? It's like basically the same structure. That's it. It just ends there. That is it. It's not very good. And then I did a me staple, a me classic. I decided to take Dreams of Fame, put it on SoundCloud. I put Basic Reassembly on SoundCloud, so that was like May 14th. Yeah, May 14th. And then May 15th.
Holy shit, SoundCloud.
I was like, you know what? I feel like I've learned a lot after making one whole song a year later. Okay, so let me explain why there's a year gap. Like I said, I made Dreams of Fame because I was like, I feel like I could probably make music or something. So I made Dreams of Fame, and then I just forgot about Family Tracker for like a year. Like, I just straight up forgot. I was like going through my documents folder and I was like, oh, Family Tracker. Oh yeah, I made that song like a year ago. And then I just kind of like made Basic Reassembly. And then I was like, you know what, I'm gonna take Dreams of Fame, I'm gonna update it because I feel like I've learned a lot from Basic Reassembly. You know, there's one song after like a year of not doing anything. I feel like I've learned a lot. So I decided to do a me classic, which is still ongoing to this day, where I just take songs that I already made and just remaster them. And that was Illusions of Fortune. Illusions of Fortune is just Dreams of Fame again. But it's actually a lot better, which is the weird thing. I genuinely really like this version more than the original, and I don't know how, after making one song, I was able to, like, go from the original to this. Because it just sounds a lot better, like, I don't know. I don't know what the fuck I did. Like, I just slept on it for, like, a year. I don't know. It's still the same song, it's still, like, exactly the same song, but... I don't know why this version sounds so much better. And it's funny because, like, something that I would go on to do after this is I would, like, remake older songs but in different styles, or I would, like, include little, like, snippets of previous songs as, like, a little little reference, haha, you remember this song? I've never done that with Dreams of Fame. Which is weird. Because it's the first song I ever made. You would think I would have, like, referenced it at least once, like, right? No, I've never referenced it. I don't know why. I don't think I've ever referenced... No, I don't think I have. I've done Meditation a few times. I've done a few, like, other songs from this period a couple times, but I've never done the first song. I guess the first and third song, because they're kind of the same song. But yeah, really weird. I don't know why I've never done anything with Dreams of Fortune in, like, 10 years. Dreams of Fortune, Dreams of Fame in 10 years. I don't know. It could be fun to, like, go back and give it, like...
Maybe it's time.
My current, like, style... like, remake it in my current style. I don't know. Maybe that would be a fun thing to do. Maybe I'll do that at some point, but... I don't know why I haven't, like, ever touched it in 10 years. What the fuck is going on with YouTube, by the way? What is happening? Why does it just keep going? Why does it just keep fucking going? What the fuck is happening? Wait,
Why is your computer stroking out?
I don't know. I've been struggling this whole time.
Go home, PC. You're drunk.
I don't know what the fuck is happening.
Rose is spotted.
Okay, so roses. We'll get to roses in a bit because roses is kind of funny. But yeah, Funkmeister. This was okay. So the original songs that I made was split into 3 volumes. Chip Party 1, which was just the first 3 songs. Chip Party 2, which was the next 7, and then Chip Party 3, which was the last 5. 6. One of these isn't here because it's on YouTube Shorts for some fucking reason. I don't know why. But yeah, Chip Party 2, Funkmeister, I don't really have anything to say about this. It's just me experimenting with different like effects in FamiTracker. There isn't anything super exciting about this. It's kind of lame. Meditation is more interesting because this was... First of all, it's like 3 minutes long. This is like an actual like full-length song for the most part. And this is like... I don't know what happened. Like, I went from this loop to this piece of shit to this remaster of this loop to experimenting with effects to this, just a full-ass song. I don't know what the fuck happened or, like, how this came about, but it did. And for a while, I legitimately had, like, problems because of this song. Like, I don't know how else to describe it. Like, in my head, this was, like, the best thing that I'd made, and it was. I still think, to this day, like, out of everything before it, up until... Even, like, up until Meditation 2, I think. Out of all of these songs, I'm pretty sure Meditation was probably the best one. And that kind of fucked me up, because it was like, I can't do anything better than this. Like, I just kept, like, doing other songs, like, in the meantime, and it was like, I can't do anything better than Meditation. Like, I just feel like nothing I do is gonna be able to be better than it. And then I decided, fuck it, I'll just make a sequel. So that's what I did. But yeah, for a while, I think this was legitimately the best song that I made.
Untimely Demise.
Untimely Demise, okay. Untimely Demise unironically goes hard, and I think I've slept on it. Because Meditation 2, to me, was still... After I made Meditation 2, it was like, this is it. This is the peak. This is the pinnacle. And then Untimely Demise, that was the last song that I made as part of Chip Party, as, like, using FamiTracker. And it shows. It is by far, I think, the best song out of all of them, but it's not, like, as in your face or, like, as flashy as Meditation 2 is, I don't think. So it kind of, like, it's a bit of a sleeper. I think it's, like, you'll either think it's the best or you won't. And if you don't think it's the best, it'll probably grow on you a bit over time. But, yeah, from here, Meditation 1 just kind of, like, repeats itself a bit. It's very repetitive in hindsight. Like, Meditation 1's kind of shit. Depth Charge... This had a video to go along with it originally. And this one was kind of like...
I remember first listening to it on my drive to work and raising both my eyebrows and going, oh shit.
Depth Charge was conceived as a kind of like more story-focused song. So it's like it tries to tell a story through itself. It doesn't do that very well. Like, it's really just, like, this kind of, like, siren at the start, and then, like, this explosion at the end. That's kind of, like, it. That's kind of, like, all there really is. The middle is just kind of this, like, slow, droning thing. It's not very good. Zhongguoshi Chang. This is literally translated from Chinese. It's probably a bad translation, because Google Translate. This means the Chinese market. That's all you need to hear from that. It's basically just that for like a minute, and then it loops once. It's stereotypical Chinese music. That's what it is. Rise of the Ashes. yeah, so you can see there's a gap in like when these were released, 2015 to 2016. That was because after Zhongguo Xizhang, that was when I was having my like mental breakdown about meditation. Like, I don't think I can do better than this. So I kind of like just took a break for a few months, and then I was like, you know what? It's time to rise from the ashes. Haha, get it? This song's not very good.
How would you react if Selva Gunner uploaded a rip of Zhongguo Shichang and it's just funny Chinese sound effect?
The end of this actually does kind of start turning into a song, I think, but the first, like, how much of it is just kind of nothing. It's, like, really just a nothing burger. A Tragic Tale sucks dick. I've never liked this song. I don't know why I released it. It's just this for a minute. Never liked it and never will. Ephesus Venom, this is Latin for unstable end, I believe, is what it translated to at the end, because it was an unstable ending to Chapter 2, and that is reflected in how the song abruptly ends. Absolutely not, because I probably just couldn't bother finishing it. This part is important. This gets reused in a later song. But yeah, this is, honestly, I don't hate this one. This one's actually kind of okay. That kind of sounds like Free, actually. This part kind of sounds like Free, now that I think about it. That's probably not intentional, I probably just did that subconsciously, but it's kind of cool. But yeah, Ephesus Venom is probably the best song from Chapter 2, in my opinion. Unless you think Meditation 1 is better, in which case... whatever, yeah, that's pretty fair. That's pretty fair, like, take, to be honest. Oh. Oh, the subplot just cuts out at the end, whatever. You're not missing much. Meditation 2. So this was, like I said, this was... I don't know why it's so stereo at the beginning. It stops after the intro. Just leave it be. This was basically just, what if I take Meditation, I tweak it a bit, I change things up, and I just make it a bit better, and that's it. It's a sequel. Call it a sequel. It's a cheap way of making another song that's good. It's fine, like, there's nothing wrong with it, like, as a concept, but, like, it feels a little, like, cheap to me. Like, it's not like, you know, you're coming up with something completely new, it's just like, I'll just take this thing that I've done before and just change it a bit and do something similar to it and call that something new. And, I mean, it's like, it's reflected in the name, it's a sequel. It's obviously based on the original song, but... That's better than something I would do later with, Reversal. Oh god, Reversal. We're gonna get to Reversal. I was so unhappy with Reversal that I completely redid it for the remastered version because I didn't like the original Reversal at all. Because the original Reversal was legitimately the laziest, like, song they've ever made. Okay, you'll understand why Reversal is bad when I actually get to it. And even then, if you think it's still fine, like, whatever, but, like, from my perspective as the person that made it, it was the lowest effort, like, creatively bankrupt thing I think I've ever done. Like, there was no effort put into it. Literally none.
I'm no music critic, but I thought it was alright.
But yeah, Meditation 2's fine. It's not anything, like, crazy, it's not anything, like, super out there, it's just, like, yeah, it's like the original Meditation, but different. This was the best of the best for a while. Which is why it's so hard to recommend people to go back and listen to my old stuff from, like, 2015 to 2016, because a lot of it in hindsight is just bad. Like, I unironically think it's crazy that, like, Illusions of Fortune was as good as it was for being my, like, technically first song. Like, I guess I did touch it up a bit for the, like, Illusions of Fortune version, but it was still basically the same fucking song. Like, it's crazy to me that that was probably the best that it was until Meditation, and then Meditation was the best that it was until Ephesus Venom, and then Ephesus Venom until Meditation 2, which was, like, one song apart, but whatever. Ephesus? It might be Ephesus. Ephesus Finum. And I just realised I never actually learnt the pronunciation of it. I just kind of wrote it. But yeah, that was Meditation 2. And then we had 3. So this has a really funny story. I got out of a relationship that was kind of weird. Like, it wasn't a bad relationship. It wasn't really much of a relationship at all. It was like a very strange relationship. And that's why the song is called Free, and that's why I made it. Because I was free. Haha. You get it? It's a very good title. Yeah, that's literally it. That's all the background to the song. It was just because a relationship ended, and I was like, cool, I'm
Very
free.
subtle.
That was it. That was the whole story. There's a part in this song that kind of reminds me of the Malcolm in the Middle like theme song for some reason. I think it's this bit. Like, am I crazy? I feel like for some reason that reminds me of Malcolm in the Middle, and I don't remember. I don't know why. Like, hold on. What is the? I don't know if I can play it on the stream actually, because it might cause issues. But I'm not the only one who like can hear it, right? Like, something about this just sounds like Malcolm in the Middle to me.
Remember how the middle theme goes? It's been so long.
I remember thinking this when I made the song, like after I released it, I was like, huh, that kind of sounds like Malcolm in the Middle. And it's been 10 years since I don't remember the last time I listened to the Malcolm in the Middle theme. I could be completely wrong. It's just, I remember like something in the back of my head going, this sounds like Malcolm in the Middle. I don't know. Maybe I was just like schizo, I don't know, but... Oh, it cuts out at the end again. But yeah, Free is also like a pretty okay song. Echoes. So you know how I said Depth Charge was my first attempt at a song that kind of like tries to tell a story, but it was kind of shit because it didn't really tell much of a story? Echoes was my second attempt at that. And the first half is really good, and then the second half is just Morse code, and it's really shit. I still really like the first half of this. It's not really much of a song in that respect. I don't really know what it is. Like, this is probably the most experimental that I got during these, like, early, like, songs. This kind of, like, plays on Depth Charge a little bit, to be honest, I feel like, but... then it's all this weird shit. There's a bit in here that sounds like Metroid. I know. I said... There we go. I said it was gonna happen again. I ripped off Metroid twice. Once on WarioWare DIY, once in an actual song. And then this is the Morse code part. This is literally just Morse code for like a minute. There's nothing. I don't remember what it says. If anyone wants to like go back and figure out what the fuck that says, there's probably something there. It's probably not very exciting. It probably makes no sense. It was probably just something that was put there to try and sound deep, and that was it. I don't know. Untimely Demise. So this is, unironically, I think, probably the best song out of all of Chip High. And it's grown on me a lot, because at first I didn't really like it that much. Then I kind of like listened to it more and I was like, wait, hold on, this kind of actually isn't that bad. And then it grew on me so much that I used it as like the Retro Journey fucking like video outro for a while. Like it really grew on me a lot. And even now I think this is probably the best song from the early days. And I'm gonna drink some wine, because I have wine here.
You're not at 1K subs yet.
I'm not getting drunk. It's just a little bit of wine, you know.
You've said that before.
be funny if I got, like, content ID for my own music. I don't think that'll happen, though, because none of my music is in content ID. Intentionally, by design. I don't want people to get, like, have issues with content ID for my music if they want to play it for any reason.
Fucking copyright strike yourself.
I could ironically do that. Actually, I don't think I could because this is my own music channel. I don't think I can, like, have copyright issues on my own music channel with my own music. But yeah, this is probably the best thing that I made from 2016. And it's all downhill from here. That's a lie. It's not downhill from here. And I have to decide whether or not I expose myself
Once a
then.
critic. What the fuck does that mean?
I'm gonna expose myself on stream is what it means. No. What it means is the final song in Chip Party 3, A New Era / Hopeful Future, which, yes, that really is the full title. This song doesn't just have two titles, like, that I couldn't decide on. It really was just titled A New Era / Hopeful Future. That was the full title. I don't know why. This song, immediately you might notice, sounds different. This is not chiptune, obviously. So at this point, after doing all the songs that I'd done up to this point, I was like, you know what? I want to do something different. I want to use other instrumentation. I want to do other stuff. I want to try new things. So I did what everybody does, and I pirated FL Studio. Yep.
Reported.
Yep. That's what I mean when I say I have to decide whether to expose myself. So yeah, I pirated FL Studio. This was 10 years ago, right? Oh, 9 years ago now. And then I never uninstalled it. So everything from this point, from A New Era up to Keep On Going, no, be past Keep On Going, up to the Artesia soundtrack, which is just Ready in Packs. Is it called Ready in Packs? Or wait, there were two titles. It had a different name earlier in development. I forgot what it was called. I forget what it's called now. Is it Pax and Kale? It's Pax and Kale, isn't it? It's not Ready in Packs.
Yes.
Shit, it's Pax and Kale. It's not Ready in Packs. Fuck. It used to be called Ready in Packs. That used to be the old name. R-E-D-I in Packs. But now it's Pax and Kale. Whatever. All my music from A New Era up to Pax and Kale, excluding one song, was made with that same pirated copy of FL Studio. Which means, hold on, Breaking and Entering. That wasn't included in the list. We'll get to that. Also, Breaking and Entering was the song that I started this stream with. It was a song that I released like a month ago because I accidentally published it on Bandcamp early when it wasn't quite finished yet, and it was like, fuck it, it's basically good to go anyway, like I don't care. I'll just release it now. I wanted to change like a couple notes like towards the end. I was like, yeah, I don't really care enough to go back and change it. But yeah, that's A New Era, a Hopeful Future. If I go back to the actual thing, you can see some bonus tracks if you actually buy it on Bandcamp. There's a looping version of Meditation, but there's also the FL mix of Meditation 2. This is an FL Studio remake of Meditation 2. This was only released on Bandcamp. Same as A New Era, Hopeful Future VRC7. So this is going to need a bit of context. Not really. VRC7 is basically a sound chip for that can be used in Famicom cartridges. So what this basically means is this is a chiptune version of A New Era, but it's using some expanded sound capabilities that would have still been possible on actual hardware. And yeah, it's the same song, alright. It's the same song. Except now it's like that. So after finishing that, obviously the next step was to make a medley. Because, you know, what else are you gonna do? You've made all these songs, you might as well, like, jam them all together as, like, a big... Look at all these songs that I made. So that's what I did next after that. And the chiptune there's two versions, the chiptune version and the FL mix, which is a name that I very quickly stopped using because it just didn't seem worth it after this point to keep calling things FL mix. Because everything in FL Studio was done in FL Studio after this point, so it didn't matter. But yeah, the chiptune version, VRC7 technically, because it uses the sound chip, isn't... like, it's fine. I think this version is better than the other version until you get to the halfway point. Where it turns into A New Era. I think the A New Era ending section of this song is kind of bad and kind of weak. I don't think it's terrible, I think it's fine. But I think it's weaker than the other version. Now, the other version, the FL mix, has terrible instrumentation. I hope you're ready for how goofy and shitty this sounds, because my fucking god, it sounds so clown. It's clown music. It's fucking clown music. It's not good. I don't know what.
This is around the time I first started listening to your discography last year because I remember
after that first part,
etc.
After this Illusions of Fortune part, it's fine. I don't know what compelled me to pick that as the instrument to start the song. It's just fucking clown music. Just had something on my phone while working. Bass? But yeah, from here, I think this is generally okay. I'm not a huge fan of this instrument that's used for like the lead for like most of the song, but it's fine. It's like, it's passable. And then the second half is the ending, and oh my god, it's long. But it's worth it, I think. Like, it builds up, it includes all the different segments. It's nice.
Oh my god, it's long.
Also, that part there, this bit here, where the piano has delay on it, that's not actually a delay. I didn't know how to do a delay at this point, so I just did two pianos that were playing slightly delayed, like just delayed from each other. Like, I actually delayed. Real delay, not fake delay. You get all the delay with this. Reconstructing Black Mesa. So the reason I went on to do the piano collection after this, which was split into 3 different volumes, Piano Volume 1, Piano Volume 2, and Piano 3. The reason I went on to do this was because of A New Era. Because I really liked the way the piano section near the end sounded. And I wanted to, like, do more stuff like that is what I wanted to do. So, Reconstructing Black Mesa. This is a unique song. This is one of the only times I have ever done, like, a direct cover of something, like, realistically. This is technically 2 songs. This is Reconstructing Science from the Portal 2 soundtrack, crossed with the Black Mesa credits theme, which sounds like a strange combination, but it actually works really well. And I've never remade this because I'd rather just do my own thing rather than just like riff on other people's work. I don't know, I don't know. Like, it sounds perfectly fine. Like, this is honestly like okay as a song. It's just I'd rather just make my own thing. So that's what I tend to do.
You've grown out of plagiarism.
Yeah, no more stealing, like, Metroid music. Except for combat. Combat was loosely based on the Mortal Kombat theme. Very loosely.
You're like Ivarkefin, obsessed with Metroid.
That's kind of how things would develop, like, in the future. If I were to reference an existing song, it would only be in a very small, like, segment. It would only be, like, in a segment, and I would do my own sort of thing around it, is basically what I would do. It'll be more of like a, hey, you know this other famous song, haha. That's kind of it. Like, I kind of did something similar in,
ID just ripped the fucking sound file from the game and upload it.
I did something kind of similar with, oh god, there's like a loud door slam near the end of this. That was added because Dan suggested it. If you know Dan, shout out Dan. Dan suggested the really loud, like, jump scare door slam, and I added it because I thought it was funny. It's really loud.
Fuck that guy.
I'm gonna turn it down a lot. Yeah, even on that volume, it was that loud. Yeah, it's a really loud door slam sound. I don't know why that's in there. Blame Dan. Dan suggested it because it was like, I need something impactful to finish on. How about like a slamming door or something? And I was like, yeah, sure, why not? So I just threw it in. That was Dan's fault. If it was up to me, that would not be there. This is why Dan is not a producer on anything that I do. So after that, I was like, you know what? I want to do my own thing. Raining Coffee. So that's what I did next. The play on this...
Up to you.
The name of this song is very obviously a play on Slayer's Raining Blood, if that was not obvious. That might not be obvious. To be fair, the way the song sounds, that probably isn't obvious at all. But that is actually where the song name comes from. It's just a play on Raining Blood. Because it's slower and more calm. It's like, you know, it's like coffee music. You know, something you put on while it's raining and you're drinking coffee. It's raining coffee.
Raining blood.
Raining Blood, oh no.
I have no clue what that is, I just thought it was a cool name.
You must be joking. There's no way you don't know what Raining Blood is.
No clue.
You were saying earlier today that you listen to metal and you don't know what Raining Blood is.
No. Never heard of it.
Okay, now I know you're fucking with me. Okay. He's fucking with me. Raining Coffee did come out this year.
Raining blood did come out this year.
But yeah, this time was fine. This was kind of like the first kind of like original solo piano like work that I'd done. And I think after the like Chipati stuff, this is kind of like a pretty solid like improvement compositionally. Like, I don't know. I think if you compare this to some of the garbage that I spewed out during Chip Party, this is like significantly better. I think just focusing on one instrument for like a year made me like really focus on composition specifically and like making sure that it actually sounded good. So I think this was like a really interesting like learning experience more than anything. Even if I didn't know it at the time and I was just doing it because I wanted to do solo piano stuff, I think it really did like help me long term is what it did. That's Raining Coffee. It's just wrapping up now, so. Moving on, this was basically the meditation of Piano Volume 1. So what I mean by that is this is the song that I considered to be the best song for a while. I'm gonna skip through this because it's 5 minutes and I don't want to like play the whole thing, but this is kind of the start of what I would describe as my kind of longer, more, I don't know really how else to describe them, like, I guess progressive pieces probably would be correct. Okay, so something that's really important to point out. I have never had musical training, okay? I don't know fucking shit about music, which might sound crazy given the fact that I've released like over 80 songs and in multiple genres and in different styles. I don't know fucking shit about music. I'm gonna be totally honest. I do not know, like...
You're not combat trained either.
I'm not. But like, I couldn't tell you like what key any of my music is in. I couldn't tell you anything like that, like anything like technical about my music. All I can tell you is vague genre. Yeah, that sounds kind of cool, I guess. I could like say whatever the fuck I want about my music. I genuinely don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I'm gonna be totally fucking honest. I am just flying by the seat of my ass. Not even my pants, my ass. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Just to be totally clear, I have no idea. So yeah, I guess this would be what I would describe the start of my more progressive, like, music. The start of my, like, more... I tend to do, like, 1 or 2 of these, like, a year is kind of how it ends up working out. There'll be, like, a song somewhere in there that'll be just something long, like, 5+ minutes, and it'll just go through, like, a bunch of different, like, musical ideas, very loosely connected. This one kind of like has more of like a structure to it, but like you get the idea, right? It's a long piece that's kind of like it flows between different, like a lot of different sections. And now it's slowing down. This is the slow bit. We had the faster bit where it kind of like built up, it changed key, I think. I wasn't really listening. I'm pretty sure it changes key somewhere in the song. And then, I don't know what, but like I said, I don't know what key it changes to because I don't know shit about that fucking shit, okay? I don't know. But there's a key change in there, and then this is the slow bit. But yeah, I still think Moving On, like, is really solid as a song. I don't think it is as good as I think it used to be, as I thought it was at the time, but it's still okay.
Shit man no ho, am I gonna unlock the door?
Oh my god! TTS, why?
Who is this like French hooligan?
Why the fuck did TTS say it like that? Please say that again. Please say that again.
Shit man no ho, am I gonna unlock me door? Shit man no ho, am I gonna unlock me door?
What the fuck? What?
Shit man, now how am I gonna unlock my door, mama MIA?
Why does adding Mamma Mia make it not say that? Okay, whatever. Moving on.
Shit man no ho, am I gonna unlock me door?
Oh my god. Lateral movement. This is what I would describe as one of my wibbly wobbly songs. I don't tend to do these as much anymore. This is...
Man, now how am I gonna unlock me do huma muma?
This is just kind of a song that just kind of like... It just oscillates a lot. It just kind of goes everywhere. It does whatever it wants. It takes no shits. It fucks everyone. It doesn't care. It will come into your house. It will unlock your door. I still think this is fine though. Like it sounds nice. I think the fact that I didn't do too many songs like this kind of means that the songs that are like this don't like overstay their welcome. Really.
No, it can't. There was a key change.
That was a key change. Also okay. Something that I wanted to do, something that was very important to me while I was making these songs, was that I wanted these songs to be not unrealistic for playing on. Obviously, there's no way you're gonna have like 10 hands and play all of these notes at once, but I wanted these to be like actually playable on a real piano theoretically. This part is obviously not playable, and I'm gonna be honest, that was an accident. I don't know what I did. I fucked up one of the notes, it turned into a slide, it just kind of sounded cool, so I left it.
This shit is unplayable.
Also, this shit is unplayable. There's no way, like, you need like 5 pianos or something, you need like 5 people playing each one at the same time, like, you're not playing this shit.
Or do a line.
I'll just do a line of coke, yeah. I know a guy, his name's Almir Lister. But yeah, combat. So this was, like I said, this was loosely based on the Mortal Kombat theme. And you can clearly tell, right? It starts with the fucking Mortal Kombat theme. But then it turns into its own thing, and this is kind of like where I kind of go in future. I haven't done a song like more directly based on a pre-existing piece like this ever since. Except for on one occasion, but it's not very good. Yeah, Mortal Kombat. And then it turns into its own thing and does kind of its own shit. And goes its own way.
Test your piano.
Test your piano. But yeah, Piano Volume 1 was 6 songs, I believe. Piano Volume 2 was 10 songs, and Piano 3 was another 6 songs. So we are getting to the end of Piano Volume. I don't think there's anything else to really say about this song. Other than, yeah, it's loosely based on Mortal Kombat. That's it. Repeating the past. So this was kind of me trying to wrap up Piano Volume 1 and just kind of being like, I just want to do something else now. And then I did Piano Volume 2. But I thought it'd be fun to like end with kind of like a repeat of some previous songs that I've done. So this is Meditation 2! Surprise! It's a very, like, modified Meditation 2, because it's trying not to be Meditation 2. This song has a backstory. So you know how I said that I had that whole thing about how Meditation 1 was, like, I considered it my best song and I couldn't do anything better than it? Meditation 2 kind of, like, became that, in case you couldn't tell from me saying that, like, I kind of flip-flopped on Untimely Demise and Meditation 2 being the best songs from Chip Party 3. So when I was doing a piano collection, I wanted to have a song that... This one is very personal, even. It's been so long ago, I don't really remember like the full story of it properly, but... I believe, if I remember correctly, the story with... Actually, it might be in the Bandcamp, hold on. Piano collection, where... I don't know if it's gonna... Hold on, let me do this. Repeating the past, is it still here? Oh yeah, it's here. This song contains elements of a lot of previous songs. I'll zoom in, hold on. This song contains elements of a lot of previous songs I've made. The melody itself is based on Meditation 2, what I would consider one of my best songs to date, and reuses parts of other songs. The second half is actually the main section of Combat mixed with the end section of Moving On, with the piano from A New Era also working its way in, as well as the melody from Meditation 2, obviously. And the reason for this is that this was kind of like me coming to terms with the fact that not everything I do has to be new.
Cartoon Network logo.
I could, like, it's okay for me to do, like, works that are derivative of my previous works, and that's okay. And this song was kind of me coming to terms with that by just kind of going, like, so that's kind of like what the whole point of the song is, right? At the start, it's like, it's Meditation 2, but it's trying not to be Meditation 2. It's trying to be something different. But then as the song goes on, eventually the song kind of just collapses on itself and decides, fuck it, I'm Meditation 2 now, I don't give a fuck. And that's kind of like what I was trying to convey with this, that I don't care anymore, and in future, I will just straight up reuse songs if I feel like it. Because otherwise, you know, it just causes you bad mental juju, right? You don't want to, like, get up in your own head being stuck thinking, like, man, I can't do anything better than that. Just like, yeah, you know, I can't do anything better than that. Fuck it, I'll just, like, reuse it if I feel like it. Like, yeah, it's a good song, I don't care. I'll just reuse it, fuck you. So that's kind of what this song represents. This song is kind of just me, like, coming to terms with the fact that, yeah, some songs will be better than others, and it's okay if I just, like, reuse them or reuse bits of them, just to, like, make something new. I don't give a fuck anymore. And now it's just Meditation 2. It's literally just Meditation 2 now. But yeah, this song is really personal because it's really important to like a philosophy change that I had in terms of music. And then that leads into Piano Prelude, which doesn't do any like reuse of anything. This is just a completely unique 7-minute song. This kind of fits into the category of, you know, those progressive songs that I was talking about before. It starts out as one thing, it turns into another 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 thing. It just kind of goes through a lot of different ideas and, like, plays through them all, and it's fun. It's fun to just kind of, like, just occasionally just be like, I'm just gonna vomit out something that's just a bunch of musical ideas, and that's fun to do. Prosperity. This was, I think, the song that I considered the best in this. So we're into Piano Volume 2 now. So we're into Piano Volume 2 now. Piano Prelude is the first song in Volume 2. Prosperity is what I considered to be the best song in Volume 2 until the final song. Although there were a few other, like, close, like, contenders in this album, I think. Prosperity's been reused in a bunch of places. Like, there's been a ton of different versions of this. But yeah, it's Prosperity. This is not really much else to say, just a song that I like. Also, something funny that you might notice. In Volume 2, every single song starts with a P or an R. At first, that wasn't actually intentional. It just so happened that every song that I'd made started with a P or an R, and then by the time I was halfway through, I was like, I'm just gonna keep doing this, fuck it. I'm just gonna keep picking words that start with P or R. Because if you look, an R is just a P with an extra leg. They're basically the same letter. Fun letter facts. Fun alphabet facts. But yeah, this version of Prosperity is probably, I think, the weakest version of it. It's still really good, but it doesn't, like, shine a candle to the other versions, in my opinion. Power Play. This is the other song that I would consider to be, or one of the other songs that I would consider to be a contender for one of the best from this album. This one is interesting, because I think this is kind of like the start of where I kind of start having, like, more, I don't want to say jazz influences, because there isn't, like, a whole lot of, like, jazz influence in this song specifically, but there are, like, touches of it. Like, you can, like, pick up on, like, hints of, like, kind of more free-form kind of structure to it.
There's this character track with a backing piano that really reminds me of your piano style in the piano collection, etc.
Real? Holy shit. But yeah, there's a part near the end of Power Play. I think it's this part. This is the part that I would kind of say is, like, the start of like what I would consider to be kind of like slightly more jazz influence. It's like not really much, but there's like a tinge of it. There's like a hint of it in there. Like that part especially kind of feels like suitably jazz for like a second. But yeah, Power Play is kind of like where that started. And that was kind of like where a lot of my like modern style kind of comes from.
Now we have to acquire a taste for freeform jazz.
And then Roses. So you know how Free was made because I got out of a bad well, not a bad relationship, but a weird relationship, and I felt free. I made Roses, and then I called it. I don't remember why I made this song. I think this was just a song. This was one of the songs that I made. And then I called it Roses because there was somebody that I was into called Rose. Okay, their full name wasn't Rose. There was more to their name, but Rose was in there.
Rosalina.
Yeah, it was Rosalina. Yeah, that was it. I fell in love with Rosalina from Mario Galaxy. Couldn't stop thinking about her every night. But yeah, it's funny because like in hindsight, I don't really even like this song that much. Like realistically.
It's like if I made a song called Idiom.
Yeah. But yeah, like in retrospect, like I don't really think the song's that good, to be totally honest. Like I don't really like this song that much. So it's kind of funny that I named this song after someone that I was into. I don't know.
I like it, Helen.
Like, I think it's fine. It's just that like I think it's easily the weakest out of Volume 2, in my opinion. Now, Powder. This is the other strong contender for what I would consider to be one of the best. This whole, like, Piano Volume 2 has a lot of songs in it that I would consider to be strong contenders for, like, some of my best
Powder
songs.
Party.
But Powder, I loved Powder so much that I made a spiritual successor to it years later. That's how much I liked this song. And not only did I make a spiritual successor to it years later, when I did re-piano mix and like remastered all the songs, I extended it. Because I wanted it to be longer. It felt like it was too short. This was legitimately one of my favourite songs from this, like, from Piano Volume 2, like, unironically. Which is funny because if you listen to this song, and you are listening to it now, obviously, but if you listen to this song, something that you can pretty easily pick up on is that this has a more traditional song structure to it. There's like verse, chorus, verse, bridge, solo, and then it ends. And that's because this song was originally written with lyrics in mind. I don't know. I don't know what the original lyrics were planned to be. I think I like wrote out like the first verse, and then I was like, man, I cannot sing. I am not going to do this. So I just scrapped the lyrics and just wrote a proper song to go like along with it. So that first verse there, the melody to this first verse is basically the melody to the vocals. Like, that is basically how the vocals would have sounded, but obviously without the words. After the first verse, I just kind of decided, okay, I'm just gonna make stuff up for the rest of this because there's no more I'm not doing the lyrics, right? So I can just do whatever I want for the rest of this. But yeah, this first verse was how the lyrics were supposed to sound. As to what the words would have been, make it up!
Do you remember what some of the lyrics were?
Powder was in there. No, I don't. I don't remember any of them. This was like 8 years ago.
Shit.
I think one of the first words was powder, but yeah, the second verse kind of teeters more into like, you know, the stuff that I typically do, but it's a lot more subdued. Okay, And then we have, you know, the last verse. And then the bridge. And then the solo. The solo in this original version. Oh yeah, here it
It's
is.
about robbing a warehouse.
It feels like it's missing something. Like, the song feels like it ends too early. Like, you can kind of feel it. It would have extended there. There's like a whole other bit there in the remastered version. But yeah, it just kind of feels like it ends. It's way too fucking early. And the remastered version fixed that by extending it, as it should have been. So, yeah, that's Powder. So, Reversal. AKA the most creatively bankrupt song I've probably ever made. If this sounds vaguely familiar to you, it's because you've heard something just like this before. This song isn't anything new. It's not anything original. Reversal is literally just moving on, sped up, with the notes flipped. That's all it is. It took, like, no effort to make. It was literally, like, 2 button clicks and, like, cool, that's it, done. Right, shut that out. That's it, reversal. It's literally just moving on. That is all it is. It is literally just moving on. But the notes are flipped. It is literally just moving on. It's the same song. So that posed a bit of an issue when it came to remastering it, because it was like, this is the most unimaginative song. It's not very exciting, it's not very interesting, well, for me anyway, because I know what it is. I think if you don't know what it is, then it probably is fine, like, it's probably acceptable. But when you know that it's literally just moving on, and it took like 2 clicks to make, like, it kind of lessens it a lot. So that caused issues when it comes to remastering it, which is why I took a different approach when I was remastering it, that we'll get to later. Projection. This song went through multiple versions. Oh, I'm still zoomed in. Okay, it's not there. Right. This is the final version that I ended up releasing in Volume 2. But if you've listened to the remastered version, you'll know that it sounds totally fucking different. And that's because the remastered version is actually based on the original version of the song, which is totally different. I just kind of ended up preferring the original version of the song more. This one just kind of, like, repeats itself a lot, and it doesn't really do a whole lot. But there is a key change.
Bringing back cut content.
Wait for it. How am I supposed to lock my doors now?
Shit man no hole, I'm gonna unlock me door.
Why does it do that?
Shit man no hole, I'm gonna unlock me door.
Oh my fucking god. But yeah, that's Projection. That was the released version of Projection Volume 2. Peace, again, has 2 versions. The original version is slightly faster, but the alternate version that I released later, this is kind of what I would consider the final version of it, because this is the one that I used in the remastered collection. It's a bit slower and the ending is a bit different. There's a bit more going on with the end. It just sounds a bit more fleshed out, a bit more filled out. But yeah, that's the intended listening experience, the alternate ending version. But the original is still there if you want to listen to it. Pacification. So this is called Pacification because the previous one was called Peace. Yep. I literally was just like, I wonder if pacification's a word. I looked it up, I was like, cool, I'm gonna use that, and that was it. Actually, to be fair, I still really like Pacification as well. There are a lot of songs in Volume 2 that I think are, like, actually really good. This kind of gives off, like, Ephesus Finum vibes, I think. Like, the start of Ephesus Finum, it kind of gives off that kind of vibe. I don't think that was intentional, I think that's just a coincidence, but... Especially because it's leaning more into, like, that kind of section now than Ephesus Finum ever did. And then just complete change. And then we go back into the thing again. Not a whole lot to say about that. Perfect Resolution. Okay. Perfect Resolution. I knew, after how much of a banger the rest of Volume 2 was, that it had to end in a satisfying way. And I legitimately toiled over what the final song should be. There were a lot of different attempts, a lot of different, like, ideas. I kind of tried doing something similar to Repeating the Past, kind of like a bit of a mashup of other songs within Volume 2, and that actually made it onto Repiano Mix as Conclusive. This Conclusive is actually one of those attempts to kind of like doing like a bit of a mashup of different songs. As you can see, it's kind of like Powder, but it's kind of like a bit different, and it like mixes some other stuff together, and it does like a bunch of weird stuff, and it's like quirky and unique. That was actually one of the original final songs for Volume 2. But eventually I decided, what if I do like a big mashup of all the songs from Volume 2 with some other songs I did for Volume 1. What if instead I just kind of do something that just slaps, and it's just a long song like Piano Prelude, but like it just slaps, and I include some like bits of other songs in there, like where I can, like where I feel it's appropriate. And that's what Perfect Resolution was. And this if I think I said this at the time that I released it, and I still firmly believe it now. If I never released another song after Perfect Resolution, it would have been the perfect capstone for everything that I'd done up until that point. So, it starts out as its own thing, and most of the song is completely unique, it's just its own thing, but there are a few bits in it where it includes little snippets of other songs, and it's so tastefully done. I love it so much. I still think this is one of the best songs I've ever made. Actually. I think it's been, like, outmatched in recent years, but at the time, this was peak, and Piano 3 didn't really... I think Shattered Reflections is good, but it doesn't really come close. Finale is okay. A lot of the other songs after this were kind of okay as well, but none of them were... And then, obviously, the remaster. Seasons, I like Seasons, but, like, most of these songs didn't really, like, hit it for me in the same way that
It reminds me
Perfect
of some of
Resolution
Gold's
did.
old songs when he used to do comedy.
Oh, wait, hold on. Does this sound familiar? Does that sound familiar? Hmm? And then it kind of like, it takes that and it throws a twist onto it. It doesn't just do this, it doesn't just repeat it ad nauseum. I think it was by the time I got to Perfect Resolution that I think I like really got into the swing of it. It was at this point that like I was kind of like, yeah, I know what I'm doing now, kind of. Compositionally, technically no. If you were to ask me what the fuck I'm doing, I have no fucking clue, but compositionally, I think I know what I'm doing. So this part is very reminiscent of like metal. And that's because I was like listening to a fair bit of metal around this time and like prog stuff. So this part is intentionally very kind of metal coded, but it's on a piano, so it just kind of sounds strange, but in a good way. Like, this is basically what if you took metal and put it on a piano. That's what this bit is.
Did someone say metal?
So this part is playing a previous song. I can't think what song it is. Actually, it might not be this bit. I don't know if this bit specifically is playing a different song. Let me have a look, actually. Do I list the songs? Where Perfect Resolution. Also, my final track under the Judge Johnny music name. Has a few callbacks to different songs in structure, rhythm, and melody. Shit, I never gave a full list. I don't know. Oh well. So obviously this is meditation.
Real fans can spot them.
This is Shit, I don't know exactly which song that is. There's like 3 different songs there though that are like called back to in this part here. I can't place exactly which ones they are. They all kind of blend together in my head, but yeah, I think that's the end of the callbacks. The rest of the song is just its own thing. I think parts of this. Oh no! I think this bit here is actually like technically a combination of multiple sections of different songs in Volume 2, like cut together in a specific way. But like you would have no way of telling, like genuinely. The way this song merges all my previous works is so specific and unique that I cannot even like unless I were to see the actual file itself again, I don't think I'd be able to tell you everything. And even then, I don't think I'll be able to like identify it from just looking at the file. But yeah, real fans can spot it. I'm not a real fan. From here, this is kind of the slow bit because like a lot of my longer songs tend to have like a bit of a slow bit in them. I really like slower, kind of like more drawn out bits in songs like this.
About the works than the actual composer.
Yeah. That's how you know you're a fan, when you like know more about the work than the actual person who made it. So this ending was completely redone for the remaster, so I'm just gonna skip over it. Right. Ashes, this is piano free. Ashes is fine. I feel like piano free. So here's the thing, right? Piano 1 is kind of like a lot more like, I don't know, it's like somber, I guess? Like there's kind of like a bit more of a somberness to it. Piano 2 kind of just says, fuck it, I'm happy, banger. Banger after banger after banger. I feel like Roses is the only song in Volume 2 that's kind of like slower and like more thoughtful, while Piano 3 is kind of just... It kind of goes back to more of the Piano Volume 1 style of doing things. But Storm Storm. Motive. I don't remember this song at all. What is this song? Oh, it's this one. I don't know why this is called Motive, I'll be totally honest. I guess it sounds kind of like detective-y. Sure. That's probably the reason. Put that in the wiki. There's no wiki. Storm. This is kind of the volume 2 song of Piano Free. Yeah.
Construct the wiki for 2.
I think I actually made an alternate version of this that loops at one point. Because I think in my head the reason was because it sounds kind of like a boss theme. And if I ever like decide like I want to have like a boss theme for something, I can use this, and I never use it.
Giant enemy spider.
Giant enemy spider. But yeah, that's Tom. Shattered Reflections is basically the, I guess it would be the prelude, perfect reflection, moving on of this one. I guess moving on is more specific. It's probably more based on moving on, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure it's like a spiritual successor to moving on. I can speak good, yeah. My microphone is still set to the wrong one, I just realised. I was supposed to set it back to RTX and never did. Whoops.
Professional.
Yeah. Sure am. There we go. But yeah, Shadow Reflections, I still really like this one. Although it does fall more into that kind of like slower, somber thing that I was talking about. I think overall this does kind of like a lot of the same things that Moving On does, but it does them kind of like better in my opinion. I think this is more interesting to listen to, at the very least. And again, it has to, all my long songs have a slow bit in them somewhere. It's a tradition. But yeah, 85. So this one, you might not believe it from like first listen, but this song actually falls into the category of song that tries to tell a story through music, which is kind of strange, because it doesn't really give off that at all, I don't think. If you can, like, if anyone can, like, actually come up with a theory on what's happening here, then go for it. I will say 85 is relevant to what the original idea was. I don't think it's worth me even explaining it because it's so strange and, like, I don't even think it's accurate, like, to like, science at all. But yeah, like, make up your own, make up your own reason for what, like, this song is supposed to represent. I don't fucking know. And then finale. The final conclusion to Piano Free and the Piano Collection as a whole. This song was so good, I reused it for blank conclusion. It was blank conclusion, not reconclusion. You're skipping ahead. But yeah, I'll skip over the finale for now because there's not much to say. Mediator, this is Meditation 2.
Hold your horses.
This is a piano take on Meditation 2. Okay, yeah, so after the Piano Collection, I did 6. This was a little EP of 6 songs. And I believe at the time it also worked out that it was like my 6th release as well. That like wasn't a single.
Meditation 2 is just Sigma. It keeps coming back.
It just keeps coming back. You can't keep Meditation 2 down. Except this time it's called Media and it's basically like a piano take on... like a Piano Collection take on Meditation 2. So it kind of like, it goes off the wall a bit, it does kind of its own thing, it does a lot of this kind of like moving all over the place. It kind of deviates a lot from the original song in that regard, actually, but, you know, it's a different take on it. I think this part is here because the original song had that similar section, so, like, I wanted to keep kind of, like, a similar structure, but other than that, it's just better session 2. Returning to form, that was because this was the, I believe, technically the first actual song that I made after finishing the piano collection. Like, I took a break and then I did this. But then I put Mediator at the start of the EP because it was a better introduction. So this song really is returning to form. This is me, like, shaking off the rust and being like, man, I need to get my shit together. And there's one part in this that I really didn't like. This sounds vaguely like a previous song. Or am I schizo? I might be schizo. I might be just losing it. I'm actually fucking losing it. I don't think that's anything like a previous song. I might just be thinking of returning to form. But yeah, there's a bit near the end here that I don't like in this version that I changed later. I believe it's the chords near the end here. This part, I believe I changed that. And then these chords. I believe I changed those. Are the two main things that I changed in the remaster. Fragmentation. It's kind of whatever. I don't really remember this song at all. Sounds fine. I don't think there's anything interesting to say about this one. I mean, yeah, it sounds like it's fragmented. Wait. That's moving on. Hold on. Oh, get it? Because it's fragmenting bits of different songs, probably. That's probably what it's doing. Oh, that's clever. Oh, there's a different song in there, too. I can't piece exactly which one it is, but that's a different song. Yeah, I get it. It's like fragments of different songs, like, all coming together. Okay, that's neat. Yeah, that's neat. That's cool. And then Nostalgia is basically the same thing, I think. Oh, no, it's not. Wait. That's familiar. That sounds familiar. Where is that from? That's from another song. That's in another song. I don't know what song it's from. I might actually be mixing that up with Odyssey, where I think I reused part of this in Odyssey is what happened.
Hello in the Nostalgia, 2018.
Yeah, I don't think this song is actually reusing anything. I believe I reused Nostalgia in a later song, though. Ice. Just a very cold sounding song. It's got kind of like an ice theme. Like an ice stage theme. Yeah.
I fucking remember this. This is just Ice Cap from Sonic Adventure 1.
Yeah. That's that. And then Idolize Royalty. So, the only reason Idolized is in the title is because this was 2018. This was after I watched Love Live School Idol Festival. That is the only reason. That is legitimately the only reason. This was after I watched Live Live, so I was like, cool, I'm just gonna put Idolized in the title because
Me
Haha.
after watching anime once.
Honestly, the trajectory of my life after watching Love Live has gone so catastrophically off rails that there is definitely a split timeline there. That is like the point in my life where I could have either gone one way or I could have gone a completely other way, and I went the completely other way. I don't know if it's the bad timeline, I don't know if it's the good timeline. It's probably the good timeline, to be honest, because of the things that it led to.
So you're saying
but
it converted you?
yeah, it did. It changed the course of my life, probably in a good way. The experiences I've had because of the things that Love Live motivated me to do and like the changes to make in life are definitely for the better. So I think it was probably for the best. Anyway, iOS royalty is basically the same in the remastered version.
Well,
Closing.
obviously this is the bad timeline because I ran into you.
It's bad for you, it's great for me. So this is from an EP called Blank Conclusion. Blank Conclusion is very interesting because this was... So I had plans for a live-action web series that would have run for exactly 3 seasons. And it would have been based around a group of friends forming
Will I say like a
a...
stupid Mario Bros?
Why was that in Spanish? It would have been based around a group of friends forming a CSGO team. The kind of things that
Shit
they...
man know how I'm gonna unlock me door.
the kind of like the like things they go through, the struggles they face as like a group, like team building, stuff like that. And season 3 would have been focused on them playing a tournament. It would have been focused on them playing a tournament and kind of like how that tournament went, the conclusion of the tournament, the aftermath of the tournament, resulting in the team probably disbanding is probably how it's going to end. Group of friends gets together, plays competitive CS. The issues they face along the way. They play tournament. They're good. They move on with life. That was kind of the core principle of it. And as part of that, I made 3 different primary themes that would have gone
I
along
don't
with each
think
season.
that's ever happened to anyone currently alive.
Yeah, gee, it's almost like that's what a resolution was supposed to be. It's almost like a resolution was conceived for that web series. Anyway, there was supposed to be like each of the 3 seasons was supposed to have like a primary like main theme to it. And that main theme would have been used for like the intro to the intro sequence, the outro sequence, like credit sequence, and like other kind of like what's the word? Not interludes, but interludes is valid. Like just like various pieces that play throughout the series. And for season 1, that was going to be closing. Closing was the primary theme. And the idea was as well, at the end of the last episode of the season, the song would play in full, like during the ending. So closing was supposed to be the main theme for season 1. Prosperity, not the piano version of Prosperity, this is a different version of Prosperity. This was supposed to be the season 2 main theme. And Indecisive, I get it because a resolution means indecisive, was supposed to be the season 3 main theme. Oh, and also it was going to be called Indecisive as well because the idea was that at the end of the last episode, they would be kind of like indecisive on whether or not they would keep playing or whether or not they would like leave the team or not is kind of the idea. So it was supposed to end on like a, oh, maybe there'll be another season, but there
As
won't.
then Indecisive starts playing.
But yeah, that was kind of the core idea behind. It was called Land Party. That was the name of the web series that I was planning, and it never happened because the people that I wanted to take part in it were lazy bitches and didn't fucking want to ever do anything. So I was like, okay, well, okay, we can't. I can't do this if you don't want to. If you like, you're never wanting to be like take part in anything. And then we could never get 5 people, and then because we could never get 5 people to like actually form the team to actually like get everything together to like actually start like recording a web series, it's like it's just no, that's the point. It got cancelled. I did play around a few years later with the idea of bringing it back, but in a more of a sitcom style. So like it would have been a lot more comedic in tone. It would have been more of like a comedy kind of thing. Like, it would have still had the same sort of like.
You
Like
could have just did what Richard
story
Michael
arcs.
Alvarez did and just dressed up in different outfits.
It would have still had the that doesn't work when you need 5 people for a TS team though. Like there would have had to be 5 people to play the game, because that was also part of the series. It was supposed to actually be like part documentary as well, especially season 3. Season 3 was like supposed to kind of like follow real events more closely, but yeah. I did play around with the idea of like resurrecting it as kind of like more of a sitcom style, but like it would have the same kind of plot arc of like group of friends get together, form a CS team, go competing in a tournament, blah blah blah, hijinks ensue. But that version never really went anywhere either, because again, getting 5 people together in person to actually record stuff, logistics. It's just not realistic. Not when like the people that would have probably been willing were like all over the like they were just everywhere. They were not in the same place, so it would have been a nightmare to get everyone together to like record something and blah. It wouldn't have worked. But the resurrected idea for that was just called LAN. It wasn't called LAN Party. It was just called LAN. See, it was a bit of a name change. Transients. This was made in 2018. The name is a very subtle.
Name change.
Shit man know how am I gonna unlock me door?
The name is very subtle. This was released in 2018. The name was very subtle. There you go. That's all you need to hear. Prelude 2018. So this is Piano Prelude, but I renamed it.
Very subtle.
So I think for most of these remasters, most of them are the same. I'm just going to skip over the ones that are the same. Like, this is just the same song. Returning to form, like I said, had some notes changed. Like around here-ish. It's like about here. Yeah, something around there is different. I don't really remember exactly. Powder. 2018 Powder. So like I said, this was one of my favourite songs and I felt like it was too short before. So for the new version, I extended the ending. And this is the... If you like go onto Spotify or anything like that, this is the version that's up. Like the old versions of songs just aren't up anywhere. Except for YouTube. So this is where the original song ended, but instead, it keeps going. And that feels a lot more natural, I think. This length feels way more natural to listen to than the original. The original feels fine on like a first listen, but if you listen to it over and over, it like starts to feel like it's missing something, and this version doesn't, which is why it's extended. Projection, like I said, this is completely fucking different. So just to refresh your memory. Yeah, that's all you need to listen to. Now, this is the remaster. Like I said, this was based on an earlier version of the song that's completely different. It still has the same, like, core ideas, but it ends up playing out very differently. And honestly, I prefer this version more. Which is why it made it into the remaster. This one is kind of like more of a, like, my 2018 kind of like ethos for music, like, slapped onto projection, basically. It's more of a remake kind of thing. It's something that isn't really a remaster. It's like just a whole different song. But yeah, that's that. Moving on, I think is about the same. Shattered Reflections, I believe, is basically the same. It sounds a bit different. The mastering's different. Yeah, whatever. Most of these are the same, I believe.
Shit man know how am I gonna unlock me door?
Prosperity, this is one where I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking for this remaster. Why did I apply a phaser to it?
Prosperity in space.
I don't know why the fuck I did that. I legitimately don't. I think it was because at the time I still considered it to be like one of the best songs, so I wanted it to stand out and be a bit quirky and different. But it just makes it sound weird. That's why in the bonus tracks there's a traditional version of it. And this one is so much more listenable. I think this version is actually different as well, because I'm pretty sure so because obviously I did a version of Prosperity for LAN Party, and that made its way into Blank Conclusion. I believe this version of Prosperity is actually, like, this specific version, not the other one in Repianimix, this specific bonus track version is actually based on the Blank Conclusion version of Prosperity, which is weird, and I don't know why I made that decision, but it means that there are some subtle differences. Which kind of ends up meaning that this is a better version of it, just in general, in my opinion. I don't know why I did that, but sure, the bonus track version is better than the actual main version.
Next, there's gonna be a version of Prosperity made completely out of Hanna-Barbera sound effects.
I think the main way you can tell is because of the ending. Like, if I go back to the original Prosperity real quick, I'm pretty sure the ending is a bit different. Yeah, so this one has some, like, other stuff layered over it that the original doesn't. I believe the remastered version is the same as that original version. Oh no, it's not. Okay, no, I guess both versions are based on the Blank Conclusion version then. Okay, fair enough. The more you know. But yeah, this one just sounds better. Like, if you're gonna listen to Prosperity, listen to the listen to the bonus track. Don't listen to the original. Pacification, motives are all the same. I believe Intermission is a new one. Oh, actually, hold on. I just realized I skipped over the new tracks in Repianimix. Hold on. And it's really important that I do this particular way because there's a funny little thing here. So yeah, so as you can see, it goes 85 power play AM, and if you listen to AM, AM is so this. I believe this is one of the songs I made while I was working on Volume 2, Piano Volume 2, but it never made it onto the actual the release. It was a little unfinished, so I finished it up for Repiano Mix, but the idea here was that like it sounds like a clock, right? Like it's like a clock chiming. But if you actually pay attention to it and you count the chimes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it chimes to 10, which would imply that it's 10 AM. Now, if you look at the actual track number real quick, I did this intentionally. I want you to know, I did this intentionally.
I'm closing the stream now.
The thing is though, because not enough people listen to my music or like pay attention to notice, I don't think anybody has ever picked up on this. I don't think anybody would have ever picked up on this. But now that
I
I
didn't get this far yet.
now that I have this chance to do this 10-year anniversary stream. I'm gonna take this opportunity to make the reveal that AM is the 10th track in the album because it's 10 AM. That is the only reason. Yeah.
I bet it wasn't made at 10 AM, you fucking bozo.
It wasn't made at 10 AM. I probably made it at like 2 AM because my sleep schedule has never been good. Aggressive Progression, this was another track that I think I made during Volume 2. And this kind of... So you know how earlier on with Perfect Resolution I said that it has that one segment that's like very metal because I was listening to like a lot of like metal and prog at the time. Yeah, this is just that. This is just the same thing. It's the same thing. That's why the song exists. So then the other two, Intermission. This was again another track that I don't know if this was planned for. I might have made this between 6 and between Piano 3. Like after Piano 3 but before 6. Or maybe I made this after 6. I don't know exactly the timeline for this specific song, I'll be totally honest. But it wasn't ever included on any release because it's just kind of samey, but it's like an interlude like piece, so I don't know. It works. Same for Somber, this was also made at some point, probably like around 6 as well. If I had to guess. This is kind of just like, the more I think about it, this one's kind of like Raining Coffee. This is kind of like a modern Raining Coffee. And then obviously right after Somber is Raining Coffee. Idolize Royalty. I believe this one actually did have some note changes. Mostly to making the first half like sound more, like put more emphasis on the actual like first half. because it was a bit quiet in the original.
Raining cough.
Yeah, this part I think is kind of like louder. Reversal. Okay. So, first of all, I'm pretty sure I intentionally made it so that in this release, Reversal was the same number of tracks from the end as Moving On is from the start, but I think at some point the track numbers got swapped around, and it isn't correct anymore. So hold on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and up here it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, it's 1 off. It was supposed to be 5 from the start, but at some point the tracks got swapped around and it just didn't line up. Get it? Because it's a reverse of Moving On. But in this version, because like I said, I never liked the original, so for the remaster, I intentionally went back. I wanted to keep the same concept of it's still moving on, but different and like reversed. But this time I decided the song's called Reversal. The original song was more just flipped. It wasn't really reversed. So I did something a bit different. It's actually reversed! I believe it's still flipped like
Oh my
the
God, I
original
remember you telling
song.
me to listen to this version of Reversal specifically last year to see my reaction.
I believe it's still flipped like the original song was, but it's also reversed now, so it sounds reversed. Which I think makes this a bit more unique than the original version, I'm gonna be totally honest. But yeah, you can listen to the rest of that in your own time. Nostalgia, because it's like quite long. It's like 5 minutes, because it is the full Moving On. Yeah, Repeating the Past, I believe is basically the same as the original. It's just that it's like, I don't think I like updated this to like include like new song references or anything, which would have actually been kind of cool. I should have done that. That would have actually been kind of fire. Hold on, if I updated like Repeating the Past so that it included like references to songs that were released after it as well, that would have been kind of cool. It would have made the name fit a lot better, especially for like the end of the album. But whatever. Nostalgia is basically the same, conclusive. Like I said, this was the one of the original planned final songs for Volume 2. And then Finale is here. This is based on the Blank Conclusion version of Finale. Just like what was it fucking called? Prosperity was. I forgot the name. Cool. What songs does that with P? My bad. I'm sorry, I forgot. But yeah. And then Perfect Resolution, this is basically the same. The only real difference is the ending was shortened a bit and changed a bit. Odyssey, 2019. This was made for the 10-year YouTube anniversary. You've probably heard this a bunch. I've heard this a bunch because every time I go to my YouTube channel it plays. Well, it doesn't play right now because I'm live, but, you know, same thing. So, you know, that was made for the 10-year YouTube anniversary video, which I'm still quite happy with. And then Passage is kind of just a connecting piece. It's like intermission, but... It is called... I didn't say interlude, it's intermission, yeah. It's the intermission of Odyssey, is what it is. Seasons, so like I said, Seasons is, because Powder was always one of my favourite songs, so I wanted to do something like it, but different. So this is basically the Meditation 2 of Powder. is the best way I can describe it. It follows the same kind of verse, chorus, bridge, solo structure, but it's its own thing. I still really like Seasons. And then Decadent. So Decadent. You know, okay, so Reversal. You know what I did with Reversal? Where I made it sound reversed?
That's an anime.
With Decadent, I decided to do something a little bit different, okay? So what I did with Decadent is I made a whole song. I made an entire song, which is listed as the bonus track on the album. It's only available on Bandcamp. So this is the original song, which I've called Memories. But for Decadent, I made the song with the end goal of making it sound reversed like I did with Reversal. So when you actually listen to it, all the notes are exactly the same as in the unreversed version. They're in the exact same place.
Huge, decadent, monumental.
But it sounds reversed. And I think this is just such a cool idea for a song. I don't know.
Shidma no one igun log Malasia duouja, decadent, monumental.
Why did it do that? But yeah, so Decadent is literally the same thing as Memories. It just sounds reverse. Although I believe there's actually one note around the end of Decadent that, because it's reversed, sounds really weird, but it gives it like a really... I don't know, it's kind of like that...
Flashback in an RPG IMO.
Like, this is one reverse note right at the end that... I think it does kind of the Dan door slam, like, effect. But it does it better because it's not like a jump scare. It's like right around the end. There you go, you can hear it now. It's like building up. That is just a normal, like, note that is just long. But because it's reversed, it ends up, like, doing this weird build-up and then, like, drop. It's just strange. I left it in because it just sounds weird.
It's not a Scramianmura.
It just, like, yeah, it's like, it adds a little spice to the end of the song. It's like, oh, look, there's like a bit of a weird thing at the end. Oh. Yeah, it's like 618.
It's like a crappy pasta.
It's like a crappy pasta.
It's like a lavender tone.
I love it, toad.
Huge, decadent, monumental.
But yeah, if I play that in the original song real quick, it'd be like 617 it was, right? So around here.
Shit man no ho, I'm gonna unlock me door.
It's that note, you can hear it right now. It's that note that's fading out. But because that note was reversed, it ends up playing the other way. Like, because of how I made this, it ends up playing the other way around. So, like, where that note ends normally is where it starts. in the full song is kind of strange. But yeah, like that's decadent. Not much else to say. Not much else to say other than I did this a whole year after Re-Piano Mix. What the fuck? But yeah, obviously the bonus tracks as well. So there was Prelude, fast version of Prelude, which was also included in Volume 2. The original version of Projection from Volume 2.
REBONER.
And then Fabric of Reality. So, because Shattered Reflections was a spiritual successor to Moving On, and Moving On had its own reversed, like, version of itself, I figured I might as well do the same with Shattered Reflections, right? That's all this is. It's just Shattered Reflections, but reversed. Then we have the original version of Peace from Volume 2, as well as a bonus track, Prosperity, the better version. Roses, normal version, because I believe, actually, Roses sounds the way it does because the notes are, like, flipped somehow. I don't remember exactly how they're flipped, but they're flipped. So the normal version, quote-unquote, is the version before the notes were flipped. And then obviously Closing, piano version, which is the Blank Conclusion song. That I decided to just include as a little bonus because you know it's a bonus track, fuck you. And I believe actually the original release of Blank Conclusion did include a piano version of Closing, if I remember correctly. But yeah, so after Re-Piano Mix, I guess I just took a break for a year and just did other shit. Came back with Odyssey for the 10-year YouTube anniversary because it's a tradition. I did it for the 5-year anniversary as well. I can little known fact, there was a 5-year YouTube anniversary video once upon a time. The video's since been deleted and I don't know why. I don't know why I deleted it, but the song still exists. This is what played in that video. It's kind of dog shit. Wait, this song isn't anywhere else. Oh my god, this song only exists on this channel. This is lost media.
Exclusive content.
The video is actually lost media. Like, the original video is now lost media. This song sucks, by the way. I'll just let it all play out because it's short, but like, There's Dreams of Fame in here, I just remembered. Little Dreams of Fame cameo.
What's with the Chinese water torture drips?
There it is. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the fuck is up with, like, the, like, bubble sounds. I don't know. Please don't ask. Oh, so this is the old Retro Journey logo before I made one myself. It was, like, generated with some, like, random text generator on, like...
Back when it was epic.
Surprise, motherfucker!
Okay, thank you. Right, anyway,
Thank you, Almir.
so after... just Almia's face just appears. So after that, I decided, you know, it's been 1 week since you looked at me. No, it's been, like, how many years at this point? 2017? It was now 2020. It's been 3 years, and all I've done is, like, solo piano stuff with, like, 3 songs? 4, technically, because Transients isn't just piano either. It includes some other stuff, that are not solo piano. So I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna do some other shit. I am so disappointed. Funkalim, or Function Eliminate, if you want to use the proper title. Funkalim is a song that I really like, but the instrumentation is kind of wonky, and I fucked up because I accidentally deleted the file after I finished it, so it's gone, and I would have to remake it from scratch if I wanted to update it, which is very annoying.
More lost media.
But other than that, like, the main thing is just, it's so treble heavy. I don't know why it's so heavy on the highs. Like, there's no low end at all. I don't know why. There's no bass. I don't know what the fuck I was on. But, like, the song itself kind of slaps. Like, this, like, after, like, 3 years of just working with, like, solo piano, like, it really, like, built up in me kind of, like, the idea of melody and, like, how to do good melody. Like, composition is definitely my strong point. And at this point, I had so little experience with other stuff that there is no bass. Why is there no bass? Where'd the bass go? You can tell this is early non-piano stuff from me, because it's just lacking. But compositionally, on par with everything else. I just wish I could update it and, like, fix the, like, issues with it, because, ugh. A remastered Funkalin could kinda be cool, but it's gone forever. You know what isn't gone forever, though? System failure. Or sysfail, if you want to go with the original name.
You could just strap in and just remake the track.
I could, but that would be a lot of effort. But you know what? Sysfail. This early version of Sysfail has very great instrumentation that I fixed later. Mostly the oscillator used around this part. This, yeah, it's just kind of grating to listen to. Also, no drums. I think that was something that I kind of just, like, kept doing because of my, like, solo piano stuff. I kind of just didn't do drums for a while. I don't know why. I legitimately have no fucking clue what was wrong with me. Untrue, I don't even want to play this.
You didn't do drugs for a while.
Yeah, I didn't do drugs for a while, but then I started again. Technically true, actually, because I'm doing, medicinal things. Not marijuana. Like, just, like, I am taking drugs, on a daily basis.
I do heroin.
Oh my god. Okay. But yeah, yeah, untrue. I'm not gonna play this because I hate the way it sounds now. This is my version, my take on Battle Against the
It's
True
probably
Hero
not that bad.
from Undertale, which Battle Against the True Hero has always been one of my favourite songs from Undertale, so I wanted to do, like, my own version of it. It has the same issues as Funkalin. There is, like, just no bass. It is way too heavy on the highs. It's just, like, it just sounds too airy. I don't know. Like, there's not a whole lot. It just feels empty, is the best way I can describe it. And the funny thing is, I actually tried to submit this to OC Remix, back when I made it. And I was like, super proud of it at the time, and the response I got back was, there's no bass! Or sub-bass! Where the fuck's the bass? And I was like, wah. And I just kind of ignored it. But no, like, going back, there is no bass, and I do not know why. I don't know what the fuck was up with my... It might have been, like, my, like, sound, like, setup at the time, like... Maybe the headphones I was using, maybe something in my, like, audio chain somewhere was, like, fucking everything
my
up.
enemy's territory. Where's the base?
But it's not bad, but it's got the same issue as Funkalim. There's just no bass. It's lacking in the low end. Reboot. So the Oscillations EP. This started as me wanting to make a whole EP of nothing but songs using oscillators. So what that means is Oscillations, this is the only song that I made that actually follows that rule. Basically every song would have had some kind of sound like this. Every song in the EP would sound something like that. But I kind of like, after I finished Oscillations, I started making some other stuff, and I was like, you know what, I'm just going to throw all this into the Oscillations EP. I always call it Oscillations. Because the stuff that I ended up making is so far removed from the stuff that I've made previously that all of it was experimental at the time. All of it was unique. And then I made Reboot to kind of like... Because This Fail is kind of like the song of like... blah, system failure, whatever. And it ends with like... It ends with like that, right? So I want a Reboot to be kind of like a system rebooting kind of vibe. So it kind of like... It picks up where System Failure left off. System Fail left off. And this song was always kind of meant to... Actually, no, wait. What happened to... There's a song missing. Is it in shorts? Why is it in shorts? Crit Error. We missed Crit Error. We also missed Attack of the Count. You're not missing anything, trust me. This was made for Halloween in 2016. It's not good. It's bad. But yeah, Crit Error. So the idea behind Crit Error was that, obviously, like I said, all my music up until this point for the last 3 years have been solo piano with like a couple exceptions. So I kind of wanted to start off the Sysfail EP with like something to kind of like emphasize. Yeah, we're going off the rails. We're doing some new shit. So it starts out like previous songs, not too different. Like it's more upbeat, I would say, than previous songs have been. But then, it kind of turned into this. This was kind of just me showing off, like, yeah, we're doing this now. And it just randomly ends. Okay, of course it does. Just randomly gets cut off. But yeah, Crit Error was supposed to be kind of like a transition like song to be like, yeah, we're not doing solo piano anymore. Fuck that. Here's what we're doing now. It was just a very show-offy thing. Just like, yeah, we're doing this now. So Reboot was supposed to be kind of like more of the same. Like, okay, you've already got the idea of what we're doing now. We're gonna keep doing more stuff like this for a bit. Strap in. It's kind of similar to Crit Failure in a way, actually. It's kind of similar in terms of like how it's structured, but why do I have like 4 reboots? What the fuck? But yeah, then the rest of these songs are all just kind of, like I said, just kind of experimental in their own way. Just me doing like different things that I hadn't previously done. Although they all kind of like have a similar vibe, I would say. Acceptance is probably the most traditional out of these, like compared to like the previous stuff that I've done. Like it's more conventionally and kind of like It's kind of like more of a conventional thing for me. It just
I
sounds
swear to God,
different.
Track Fanatics has been recommended every time you played one of these.
Because it's bass. But yeah, I really do like Acceptance a lot as well. I think this is when Red changed the ending of it. In the later remaster, because the ending of this version's kind of weak. Like, I believe the song was technically unfinished. Like, I never really made like a proper ending for it, so it just kind of ends. Yeah, it just kind of like winds down at the end. There's not really like a whole lot to the ending. Like, it's fine, it's serviceable. It's just that it's like it felt a bit weird compared to the rest of the song. It's not as like, I don't know. Life goes on. So this, believe it or not, this was, you know how I said Powder was supposed to be a song with vocals? This was my return to the idea. But again, the same thing happened. I decided to scrap the lyrics, and I changed it. But the chorus to this, there is still, I might have stuff written down for this still. Oh my god, I still have lyrics! What the fuck? No way, no fucking way. This feels very introspective. Hold on. I'm gonna just copy these lyrics. This was like a very first draft, so they're not great. Like, I'm just gonna say that now.
recorded lyrics or yes date.
Why was that in a different language? Not recorded. I don't think I ever recorded it. I think I tried recording it, was like, yeah, no, this sounds terrible, and then gave up. But like, this was the very first, like, pass for lyrics for this song. Like, just the first verse, I must have been going through some shit. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I've hit my peak and now it's all downhill for me. I can't go on. I can't keep making things like this. I've tried so long to push and get myself anywhere. I think I need some time to sit down and think it's only fair. What the fuck? Hold on, does this actually line up? Does this actually line up? Hold on. I've hit my peak and now it's all downhill for me. It does kind of light up. That part doesn't. I think at this point I kind of like change the melody to kind of be something else. It was something like that. It's like life goes on. Something like that. That was the idea. I don't know what the fuck these parts in the middle are. I don't know how I can silence the voices telling me that I struggle to be. I mean, I guess it's motivational. It's like the point of the song is that, you know, life goes on despite all the struggles, right?
The ever-present whispers.
Like, this first verse is like, what the fuck? But I guess the song itself is actually like not. It's not depressing. It's actually like motivational in a way. Like I said, this was only the first draft for like lyrics. I never like went further than this. I never like refined it in any way. You can tell because I fucking rhymed alternative with formative. I clearly
What
didn't have a
period of
plan
your
for the
life was
ending
this
yet.
during?
This was, let me find, 15th of October 2020. That was when I wrote these lyrics. Wait, I have more lyrics! What the fuck? Wait, so this is for a song called Lost to Time that I never made. I always wondered, I always tried to find out how we became detached from time, how far have we come, how far have we gone? Can we find the answer soon, or have we been torn? Ripped from the world and thrown to the wind. I don't know how these odds came to an end, but now we're lost to time. Solo. The world won't remember any of our names, or our struggle, or our pain. Oh, the only thing that it'll know is that we are gone. We are gone. We're out of time, no more
Han
luck. We need to
Solo.
find a way to get back in the truck and steer ourselves. Very, very first draft, you can tell. Steer ourselves towards a future with us. A future with us. We're lost to time, no way back. I don't know
How
how
depressing.
we got off the track. Life is short, it's not too long before we'll find a way to break up this song, and when we're done, we'll be gone. This somehow doesn't feel, I don't know, this somehow doesn't feel depressing to me. Like, it feels like it's kind of about, I think I kind of see what I was going for. I think I was going for kind of like, things might be dark, but we'll find a way through. I think it's like a similar thing to Life Goes On. I think it's like a similar concept, but clearly this one was scrapped at the lyric phase, and it never went any further because I don't remember ever making this. I don't remember ever like what do you call it? Ever like actually making anything for this. I think I might have started making something for this once, maybe, but like I said, I don't have the files at the minute, so I don't know. Are there any other lyrics in here? No, but I found this. I don't know what this is. I don't think those are lyrics. I'm gonna be totally honest. Um, oh wow, a script idea for a video for the R8 Revolver. What the
Is
fuck?
this your version of that movie that is really hated in Stupid Mario Bros?
I don't know because I don't remember ever like I've never like spoken about The Hobbit. Like why the fuck? It must just be because it was a random movie that popped into my head, so I just wrote it down. I don't know why the fuck that's there. What is this? What the fuck is this? What the fuck is this?
This has to be rap.
You know, this was back when I was this was back during the Emma with a T days. You know, it's me, Emma with a T. I'm gonna stab him a bitch, lots of wounds, 23. Collapsing empires like the USA. I'm proud to announce that I am not gay, and fuck the blacks, and fuck the whites, and fuck anyone who's incapable of flight. Burn to my homies that watch me ride as I turn into an eagle and take off into the night. Caw.
What is this like Pink Guy song?
What the fuck is this? Fuck anyone who isn't capable of
cool.
flight?
Core motherfucker.
Why do I have so many things in this, like, Discord channel? I assume someone said good night to me, so I said this. No, it shall not be a good night or a bad night, for the battle of this night has yet to be won. Once the blood is settled and the crown has been claimed, only then shall we know if the night was good or bad, so do not come forward to me claiming good night for our fates have settled. What the fuck?
That's a good copy pasta.
I don't think there's anything else in this this channel that's like super exciting, unfortunately.
Post that shit on Reddit and watch the gold rain in.
Yeah, but you need to pick the right subreddit, and I don't know what subreddit would be receptive to this. There's also the dog is dead.
I'll watch Pia Pleddy.
I think I watch people die would be appropriate for this, I'll be totally honest. Honestly, I probably should have, like, read through all of these things before I pasted them into Notepad, because I didn't actually read them. There could have been,
Did
like,
you make
something
this one
really
gave
fucked
the
up in
dog
some
die?
of these. I'm glad that this was unfuck the blacks and fuck the whites, and not just unfuck the blacks, because that would have been really bad if I just pasted that into here, like, oh yeah, by the way, I was racist. Uh,
Straight and racist.
luckily it turns into fuck anyone who isn't capable of flight, so, it's kind of goes hard though, I'm not gonna lie. Yo, it's me, I'm over T, with a stamp of bitch, lots of wounds, 23, collapsing empires like the USA. I'm proud to announce that I am not gay and fuck the blacks and fuck the whites, fuck anyone who's incapable of flight. Birds are my homies, now watch me ride as I turn into an eagle and take off into the night. Caw. It kind of goes hard, I'm not gonna lie. Right, anyway, what was the point of this stream again? Oh yeah, music. So yeah, Life Goes On had lyrics, at one point, and this was the very first draft. And the idea for the chorus made it in the form of, like, the melody. Because it would have been, but life goes on, life goes on. Like that. It would have been like that. Is the concept. But yeah. I'm just gonna leave, I'm not gonna leave that one up. I'm gonna leave this one up. Just because it's kind of funny. There we go. Right, so yeah, Life Goes On. Yeah, this was another song that was supposed to have lyrics that were scrapped. But it made it lived on in its own way. It became this. And then there's Transient, the 2020 remaster. It's something called Transients. It's called Transient. There's also a solo. I like a solo a lot. It's the same thing as the original song, it's just that now it's a bit different. So then I made 11.
Trans he ain't.
11 is... First of all, 11 minutes and 11 seconds long, so I'm not gonna play the whole thing. But 11 is probably the most musically complex song that I've ever made, to be totally honest.
11 'em.
I don't even, like I said, because I don't really understand the technicals, I don't really know, like, all the details of what I've done, but I can tell you that some of the stuff in here is kind of weird, and it sounds kind of cool. Like, it starts out one way, then it, like, changes key, then it changes again. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff going on in this song. Like I said, I'm just gonna skip through it, but this is like I said earlier, like I have songs that I can describe as progressive. This is like ultimate progressive song. This is like if you took all my other like previous songs of this kind and just kind of like merged them all into one. And then threw some extra shit on top, because you can, and nobody's gonna stop you. I believe there's actually one part of this song as well where, like, it actually goes off-beat. And, like... I think it might be right here, but I'm not sure. I think technically this part is actually offbeat. It might not be this part though, it might be a different part. No, I think it's here actually. It might be here. it might be that. It's so hard to tell. There is one part though where there's like a beat that gets skipped, and I don't know why I did that. I don't know why I did that, but it's there. I think it was because it sounded better like that, actually, is the only reason I did it. It gave a bit of spice to whatever part that was in. And then, as is tradition, we have the slow part. Although, to be fair, this is actually probably my favourite slow part from any of my songs. Like, hold on. It's also really long, this slow part. Like, it starts out pretty slow, but then it kind of like, it gets to a point, you'll hear it. I'll just let this part play out while I put food in my mouth because I'm a little hungry. 11 a.m. That was a missed opportunity, I should have called it 11 a.m. Oh well.
If you had two fucking songs like that, I'm going to end my own life.
Well, luckily for you, AM is the only song that uses the track number as part of his name, so...
If I had reached that track at work and noticed the track number, I would have gotten fired because I would have flipped the fuck out.
But yeah, the slow part in this song is quite long. And then it careens out of there like a fucking car crash.
It's like a car crash in slow motion, in watching you fly through the windshield.
Yeah, the rest of the song is like also pretty good. I do really like 11 and like a lot of the ideas that it explores. But yeah, after that we have Next Day Delivery, which is just a short collection of like 3 songs that were unfinished that I just kind of like packaged up and like I gave them an ending, and I just kind of like packaged them up as kind of like short, you know, quick little musical ditties to get your bitties to. I don't know what the fuck I just said. But yeah, Breath of Life is one that I really like. This was more of just kind of like like just me just experimenting, just kind of thing. I really like this one though. There wasn't really like enough here for me to like consider turning it into a full song, but what is it? Oh, it's I forgot how much I like this. Oh my god. I really like Breath of Life.
This is the hero version of Breath of Death.
To be fair, I can just play all of Next Day Delivery because it's like 3 minutes long, so... But yeah, just kind of like, I had this nice little like back and forth kind of like bouncy like thing going on, and I just kind of like experimented with it a little bit. And that was kind of like just it. There wasn't really enough here for me to justify turning it into a full song, so I didn't. I probably could have if like I really put in a lot of effort, but it's just, there was nothing like coming to me naturally, so I was just like, yeah, it's good enough, just a little experiment. That's what a lot of songs are that I have that are unreleased. I just kind of like have an idea or experiment with it a bit, and I'm like, that's not really, I don't really know where to take this, so I just kind of abandon it. Splice is interesting. Because this might sound familiar if you've watched Odyssey.
Watched.
Yeah, the 10-year anniversary video.
The right.
There's also like a crack at the end there in the right ear. I don't know why that's there. It's just like a mistake. But yeah, that might sound familiar. And the reason for that is because if I go over to Odyssey, so right around here, during the, I believe this is the 2017 segment of the video, where in 2017, obviously I did the piano collection, so there's a lot of like reuses of songs from the piano collection here. And wait, what's this? This isn't a song from the piano collection. And this is where it transitions into 2018. But this is literally just Splice. Like, I literally, the funny thing is, it's not called Splice because I spliced it into Odyssey. The song was always called Splice before I made Odyssey. I had this lying around pre-Odyssey, but I only released it in 2020. But the thing is, I just kind of like, I was like, you know, I'm not going to use Splice for anything, so what if I just take this and I just drop it into Odyssey? So I did that. I just like dropped like most of the song into Odyssey. Like, that's all of Splice. So I believe this part here wasn't originally in the song. Or maybe it was, but I think it was up to... It was like somewhere around here, somewhere around this part wasn't originally in the song. This is the part that I added to end it. And up to where it is in Odyssey is basically however much of the song existed at that point. So I literally, all I did was I took the original song unseparated from Odyssey, gave it an ending, and just threw it into next day delivery. That's really all there is to say about it. But it's a little bit of interesting history that you wouldn't have known. And then Dreaming, this was just another short experiment that I had. This is probably also from like 2018, something like that. Maybe 2017. Yeah, just another short little song. This one originally ended about here. About... right there. That's where the song originally ended. Everything after this point is stuff that I added to give it an ending. So as you can see, I did put in effort to like make the songs sound like they had like a proper ending and they were just unfinished, but you know, like that was kind of the whole point of this release anyway. It was like short little things that were previously unreleased that I thought sounded okay, and I wanted to just give them a little bit of polishing and give them an ending and dump them out as like a little intermediary
It's
thing.
lika AB sidas album.
It's like a B-sides album, yeah. That's kind of what it is. And I'm quite happy with it, except for the weird audio crackles. I don't know why those are there. Yeah, then I did Reconclusion, which is just blank conclusion, but remastered because it's been like 4 years. And I can make them sound better. Then we get to the stuff that I haven't actually uploaded properly. So, Reconclusion, Semipex. This is... I think still my best. I think this is still me at my best. I think this is and always will be, unless I think like some of the songs in this age terribly, which I doubt they will. This probably will always be my recommended starting place for new listeners. Because it's a nice like broad mix of like a lot of different stuff that I've done. Even chiptune. There's like even like a bit of chiptune in here. Technically, this isn't proper true chiptune, because you can't actually play it on real hardware, but it's got the same vibe. It's got the same kind of like sound, and I stuck to kind of like the same number of instruments that would be technically correct. But it doesn't actually follow real hardware limitations. Yes, it's not real chiptune. But it has the vibe, that's the thing. Who gives a shit? I haven't used Family Tracker in like 10 years. It could be some slag. But yeah. So yeah, there's like a little mix of everything in here. You've got the more kind of like electronic experimental stuff in here with electromagnetism, boot sequence, system failure, and I guess Bit Flip, which is an alternate version of System Failure. You have the kind of like other... I still don't even know how to describe these. What is acceptance? What is Life Goes On? What are these genres? What genres are these? I don't know. I genuinely do not know. If someone could tell me what genre this is, please. Annihilation as well. This was made for a boss theme for a game that has not been released. Anyway, and also Transient, we've got Transient in here as well.
Project Baxter.
And also Seasons. So, you know, you've got like a bit of solo piano in here. You've got like a bit of like everything that I've done like over the last... When did this come out? 2021, right? 2021. So like, you've got a bit of everything over like the previous 6 years in this album, which I think is good. And that's why this will always probably be my recommended go-to starting place, because it gives you a bit of a taste of
See
everything.
I'm listening in chronological order.
And then, you know, if you want to go back and listen to older stuff, you can do that, and it won't... Like, you'll have a bit of an idea of, like, the styles that I've made over time. But yeah. Then what do we have after that? Aftermath. Okay, so Aftermath was originally planned to be an album. It was originally planned to be an album where I was going to make one song based on a few people that I was friends with. So the song names were going to be...
I thought it was a fucking punk album.
I mean, have you listened to it? Like, this is a departure. Okay.
Not yet.
This is a departure. This is its own thing. This is its own standalone thing. So, you know, add that to the list of weird shit that I've done. But yeah, things kind of ended up falling through because one of the people that I was friends with, we had a bit of a falling out, a bit of an issue, and that kind of caused like the friend group to kind of split off in like two different ways, like 2-3 different ways. So the album idea ended up getting cancelled, but I took what I'd already made, I repurposed it, and then I kind of actually, one sec. Let me wait. I believe one of the original yeah, I believe the original file name that's not right. I believe the original file name for conflicting narrative was this.
Oh, that's nice.
It was fuck you. So that should tell you kind of like how I felt at the time about the people involved. And then I changed it to conflicting narrative, which was a bit of a jab at like what was happening at the time. This is a very personally charged release. That's all I'm gonna say. The song names are so passive-aggressive. This whole release, Aftermath, because it was the aftermath of like what happened, it was so personally charged. And then everything will be okay. I believe that was always planned to be the original name of the song, maybe, but you know, it's a nice like detox from the shit that was going on, you know. And then we have Pax and Kale, which was technically made.
Would this happen to have something to do with that one person that one rap song was about that you showed off?
Huh? That one person that one rap song was about. What, me turning into a bird? I don't know what you mean. But yeah, if I just quickly go back here through my oldest videos on this channel, there should be somewhere around here. Paxton Kale OST title screen, 5 years ago.
You showed me this rack that you helped make a while ago that was just fuck this guy, he sucks.
That would have been like 2017 though. This was like 2021. There's like a solid many years gap. Like, it being called fuck you doesn't really mean anything. Like, you can just disregard everything, like, before that because, like, there's multiple years between, like, all those things. But yeah, so 2019 would have been when I finished Pax and Kale for the first time. Also, you can see an early version of the title screen. And this is basically the same song. Like, nothing has changed in the 5 years since. The song has been exactly the same. The only difference is now there's also the credits version. Why is it like stutter at the start? It's kind of bad. Anyway, yeah, so this was made a long ass time ago. But it was only released last year, which means Aftermath was still, until recent, the most recent thing that I made. Oh yeah, Keep On Going. Between Termifex and Aftermath, there was also Keep On Going, which I just kind of was fucking around with. Like, again, I don't even know what genre this is, but this became my stream intro for a while. Although, actually, the version that I used for stream intros was slightly different. One sec. Yeah, the version that I used in stream intros is this one called Vibes Jabit, because this song was just in, before it was released, it was just called Vibes. Because, you know, it's kind of a vibe. But this is the Jabit version, and this is the one that I used on Twitch streams for a while. You wanna know what the difference is? This is the difference. Listen carefully. That's the difference. I added a whole new section just for the stream. And I'll let you figure out what it means. Anyway. Oh my god. I forgot about this. So yeah, other than that, Keep On Going is just, it's a vibe. It's a vibe. It's called Keep On Going because the song lasts so long, like the song keeps on going. That's why it's called Keep On Going. It's not like another like motivational song name or anything. And then finally, we're up to 2025. Breaking and entering. The song that I accidentally released slightly early, but I don't care because it's better than anyway.
Modern day.
Modern day. 10 years after I first released music. Breaking and entering. The song that I started the stream with. But while this is doing this, I'm gonna quickly... let's see if I can find... I don't remember what it's called. I need to remember what it's called, one sec. Look. Well, that's bad. I've forgotten what the program's called. Because as I said at the start of the stream, up until
Professional.
a while ago, I was using FL Studio, but I stopped because I wiped my hard drives a few times over the last few years. So I've kind of lost all the stuff that I had installed over the last 10 years. So well, not all of it, most of it. I still have the FLP files backed up, but But I decided to, take the time to try something new, Dip my toes a little into something new, something that I can, not feel morally black for using, morally dubious, morally grey. And it's not really grey, it's literally, it's not grey at all. There it is, LMMS. That's what it's called. So I literally, this song that you're listening to, Breaking and Entering, I literally made this over the course of 2 days. I did half of it one day and then the other half the next day. That was it. And like I said, there's still a few things that I would like to tweak, a few things that I would change. But for the most part, the song's done. It's fine. I'm totally fine with being released in this as it is. But yeah, I really shat this one out. I really went violent. So this is it. I'm gonna pause it there, and as you can see, here it is, the full song. And, yeah. As always, audio mixing is a nightmare, and I hate doing it, but you have to do it. So yeah, things of note, there's this beeping that is constant. This beeping is based on... Beep in space, it's called beep in space, so... That's what it's based on! So, I feel like I need to explain something real quick, because I haven't made a new song in 3 years, right? So what made me want to make a new song? And what made me want to make this song specifically? Well. It's because... This might sound utterly psychopathic, but it's true. One day, a few days before I released this song, I was, maybe like a week or something, I was like going to bed, and for some reason, I just had Deep in Space in my head just playing. And I was just thinking, like, I want to do something like that. I want to do something kind of like Deep in Space, but like, not. And, like, instantly, that means the beeping has to be there, and it has to have this kind of, like, slowish pace, but, like, still be kind of, like, somewhat upbeat, I guess. So that's kind of what led to this. So in many ways, this song is basically based on Lost in Deep in Space, but not really, because it's kind of its own thing. But it's very much derived from it, it's inspired by it. And then the actual name of the song, Breaking and Entering, was completely based on the level from Time Towards Future Perfect. Because it just felt like a fitting name, right? This feels like a kind of like espionage-y song, especially this bit. This kind of feels like very like early to mid-2000s like spy game-ish, like sci-fi like kind of thing. Like I don't know, if you told me like this played in Deus Ex, I probably wouldn't bat an eye. This part less so. Actually, maybe even still. But like, it kind of has that kind of like early 2000s like PS2 like PC kind of. You know what I mean, right? It kind of has that kind of feel. And like when I was like thinking about that, the first thing that came to mind was Breaking and Entering Time Towards Future Perfect. Like just that whole level. Like that whole level kind of encapsulates exactly what I was thinking. Like what the kind of feeling it gives me. Which is why it's called Breaking and Entering.
This seems more like if they made the GameCube menu melody into an actual song with more to it.
You listen to the GameCube menu much. But yeah, if there's one thing I would change, it would be the ending of the solo. This part right here. That's the only part I would want to change. Actually, maybe not even. Hold on, wait, is it that part where? No, this part. Sorry, that part right there. because it's just kind of basic. It's just the same like repeated like. Da, 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 da. It's kind of boring. I kind of just put that there as a placeholder, and I was literally gonna go back and change it later. But then I accidentally released the song early, so I was like, oh fuck it, I'll just let it rock. But yeah, that is the only thing I would change. That's the only thing I'm not happy with. These few seconds here.
Did you like press your elbow on the release song button by accident?
No, what happened is, because on Bandcamp, when you add a song, there's the save as draft and there's the save and publish button. And I literally just, I misclicked, I clicked the bigger button because it was bigger, and I was like, yeah, that's probably right. And then I realized afterwards, oh wait, that was save and publish. I could have hidden it, like, immediately afterwards, but I was like, ah, fuck it. I don't really care. Like, it's literally 3 notes at the end of the song, like,
So it's bad UI.
I would say it's bad UI. I would say it's easy to accidentally publish instead of save as a draft, but like, it's whatever. Like, just pay attention to, just read the button. Like, just read it. Like, this is not hard to avoid happening. But yeah, that is that's where we're at. That is up to the present day. That is the entire history of my music covered. I believe, unless there's like something else that I'm blanking on. I think that's about everything
Oh,
important
Malàcia,
anyway.
got a Team Fortress badge.
A Team Fortress badge? But yeah, I believe
When
that's...
you first opened YouTube.
Oh. But yeah, I believe that's everything important that I need to cover. Yeah, so let me just quickly open that again. And I'll let it play us out for the ending of the stream. Yeah. I'll let it play us out, but I'll let it play us out with instruments removed. How about that? You get to listen to a special
Can't
live
wait for
mix.
another 10 years.
Can't wait for another 10 years. I'm gonna release like 5 songs in like 2029. That'll be it. Hope you're ready. It's all about YouTube from now on, baby. No, it's not. I'll release more music if I feel like it. If I feel like making more music, I will. See, there's this like droning instrument. There's the drums. I feel like the drums could be redone as well, but there's the synth. There's the bass. So you can listen to everything. There's the beeping. The Mega Man 10 beeping. I don't think you can even really hear those low notes in the full song properly because of how it's mixed, but they're there. Oh yeah, so this is something I was talking about earlier, actually. I'll just quickly go over this because I mentioned it earlier. That like, when I was talking about power play, that kind of like, my songs have like over time kind of like adapted like a slight tinge of jazz, and that kind of started with power play. Like, you see what I mean, right?
You like jazz?
You can see what I mean, right? Also, fun fact, during this ending section here, where
I don't listen to jazz, so I wouldn't be able to tell LMAO.
yeah, during this like ending section here, I thought it'd be funny and like a bit of a haha callback to my my piano days if I made it so that literally every instrument was in the piano. So the beeping here isn't actually like the normal beeping, it's the piano playing the beeping. Also the bass is in the piano at this point. Like everything is in the piano, all of it. There's the beeping. The bass line is down here. It's all in the piano. The only instrument that isn't in the piano is the drums.
Do you even know how to play a piano?
No. I mean, I could like do stuff with one hand. I can't play with two hands. I'm not like proficient. So no, I can't play the piano is the answer.
I can do things with one hand too.
I guess there's also the droning still going on. I didn't add that to the piano because it kind of just sound weird. But yeah. Wait, hold on. I'm just curious. What does this song sound like without the beeping? I'm gonna play. This is how I'm gonna end the stream. When this song ends, I'm gonna end the stream. But this is how the song ends sounds without the beeping, in case you were curious. Because I'm curious. What if I get rid of that as well? If I just kill some of the instruments?
Just immediately cut the stream as soon as the song ends.
That's the plan. Because it's been 3 hours and I need to go. Because it's 3 AM.
Rookie numbers.
I need to be up in the morning to take tablets. It's the only reason.
Just set an alarm.
I need to go downstairs to take the tablets, so at that point I'm gonna stay awake, so... To be honest, with all the extra instruments removed, it sounds a lot more like kind of an early 2000s video game, like, level theme, kind of.
Just make a Rube Goldberg machine that brings the tablets to you.
What have I done? Oh wait, it's supposed to be in the synth at this point. Wait, shit. Wait, how is this gonna sound? Wait. Oh, that's weird. It sounds naked. I don't like it. Gotta put its clothes back on.
Tell them to keep them off.
Yeah, it sounds kind of... Yeah, but obviously, it sounds like it's missing something without, like, the arrangements. Obviously, it's missing something, because it's missing the arrangements. But yeah... Pretty interesting to hear how it sounds with some of the instruments removed. Anyway, that will be it for the stream. Thank you very much for
Time for
joining me for the last
meditation to
3
2025.
hours. If I do another song, it probably will be Dreams of like in this, like in my current style is probably what it'll be. Anyway, thank you very much for joining me. That'll be it for the stream. Have a good night. Have a good rest of your day if it's not like super late yet.
Thanks for the tasty licks.
Goodbye.